while he's left clutching to fantasies alone. Grandeur broken, scattered on the floor. Reality's a prison with no exit door. Angry eyes searching for someone to blame, but it's just reflections twisting in the shame. Detractors celebrating in the night, falling from the past, all in endless flight. Everyone's abandoning the sinking ship so fast, losing grip on reality, can't outrun the
in the heart of the cold dark north, where secrets twist and shadows morph, the stalker's eyes, they're fixated still on the screens he conquers at his will. He's Derek, not Derek, you better know, demanding respect and whispers low. With each click, his world does spin in a web of lust he's drowning in. Buffalo Bill with the twisted thrill, online whispers they're haunting still. With each click, his world does spin in a web of lust he's drowning in. Buffalo Bill with the twisted thrill, online whispers they're haunting still. Cyber jungle he prowls at night, cameras live under neon light. He's a phantom in the digital air, plucking nerves and pulling hair. Dangerous offender caught in a spree, his heart's a cage but he holds the key. Derek IP with a darkened soul, emptiness swallows him whole. Threads of desire tightly wound, in an abyss he's deeply bound. He stalks like shadows never sleep, in the silence secrets keep. Through the screens he's walking tall, mind a prison with no wall. His heart's a cage,
but he holds the key. Derek IP with a darkened soul. Emptiness swallows him whole. Threads of desire tie me wound, and an abyss sees deeply bound. He stalks like shadows never sleep, and the silence secrets keep. Through the screens he's walking tall, mind a prison with no wall.
Darkness forces rise, shadows whisper broken ties. Dashed by a roses, words like knives. Dark side Phil won't survive. In the back room, cries echo loud. He's a king without a crown. Phil's fortress is burning down. Detractor wins without a sound. Dashed by flames can't be tamed. Phil's excuses are all the same. Tears fall, but who's to blame? Dash fire keeps playing the game. In the back room, cries echo loud. He's a king without a crown. Phil's fortress is burning down. Detractor wins without a sound. Dash fire's flames can't be tamed. Phil's excuses are all the same. Tears fall, but who's to blame? Dash fire keeps playing the game. In the night, the battle's fought. Dark side Phil's plans will rot. Words cut deeper than a shot. Dash fire's too hot. Feedback loop of endless rage. Phil's stuck inside his cage. Dash fire writes another page. Detractor rocks the stage. Dash fire's flames can't be tamed. Phil's excuses are all the same. Tears fall, but who's to blame? Dash fire keeps playing the game. In the back room, cries echo loud. Control the haters, the algorithms are rigged. But truth is hard to bitter pill, a consequence unfig. He built his throne on lies, on curated, kept the scams out. Dash fire's burning bright, exposing all the shams. Crash out, king, your reign is done. The empire's crumbling down. Dash fire's lit the match, the fire spreading through the town. No more painted bodies, no more crocodile tears. The reckoning is here, filled by all these wasted years. Crash out, king, your pockets bleed. Your image in the dirt. You built your castle on sand, and now it's getting hurt. So scream and rage and bend, it won't change what's been shown. Your lies are unraveling, your true colors have grown.
What is going on, guys? What is going on? We are back for another DSP week in review. What is going on, Neon Glowman? What is going on, Hanium? What's going on? Oh, Eva Cowboy fan is in the house as well. He is back to supporting DSP plus also Lord Diaz. No, Lord Diaz will not be here. Well, did Derek ever come back to Phil's stream? Probably under another name. And guys, we are here now on Kick. And if you want to support me, you can always follow the channel. It's free. If you're on YouTube, you can like the stream. You can also share the stream. And you can also follow the channel as well. So hit that subscribe button. Again, free. And if you're on Twitch, again, you can follow the channel. Helps me out a lot. And today, we talk about DSP in Grace Thorp's DMs. Wouldn't be the first time either. With Panda, with Cat. He's been there before. Looks like he's looking for the next soulmate. He rage quits Gears of War. It has a very, very strong message for the developers. We have a Marvel Tokon, rage/wage quit. We have Jasper beating the crap out of DSP. Man, oh man, what a week it was. Guys, we start off today talking about the cat son. That is right, Jasper. Where apparently, DSP has said this before, but not a lot of people have caught on to it. Where he locks Jasper into the closet. He will go in there, take a litter box, put it in his bedroom, so there's like kitty litter everywhere. He refuses to let Jasper walk around, because, you know, he's a cat. He wants to walk around, he wants to explore, That's the whole nature of a cat. But no. Phil wants to lock him in the room, the bedroom, all night so he can't get out. Which, Phil, you don't understand what a cat is. And guys, Jasper has fought back. That is right. The cat son is fighting back against the father. And he has scratched the hell out of DSP so much that DSP is using this as an excuse not to work out anymore, saying that he can't do it because it's really bad. And he has almost died from this, dude.
Tend to go upward to 2 hours long, and that's fine if we're just doing casual play of something that's been going on for a while. But we got something new going on today, right? This Gears beta, I really want to give it a go, so I want to give it more time. Therefore, we're going to try to keep the morning show to about an hour long today, okay? Soul at 2 a.m. did a $2 super chat. He says, you seem kind of tense today. Are you in a bad mood? Well, Soul at 2 a.m., apparently you're pretty perceptive. I'm not in a bad mood, but allow me to explain something that happened last night, because it will likely affect today's streams. Thank you for the first contribution of the day. So you ready for a little story time with Phil here on the morning show, I hope? Okay, so here's the story. Every night, as we're all going to sleep, I grab our cat Jasper and bring him into the bedroom with us. The reason I do that is because if I don't, okay, he literally will wake up in the middle of the night and run all over the house. So we have to keep him in the bedroom with us at night, and we close the door, and he sleeps with us in there. He's got a litter box. He's got food. He's got, you know, a fountain. He's fine, okay? But then in the morning, we open the door, we let him out, and he goes about his business in the rest of the house, okay? So last night, usual routine, okay? Usually, when I'm trying to pick up Jasper and we're downstairs together, he gets the zoomies at the end of the night. He does this every night. It's his tradition. He gets excited. He starts running around the house, starts rolling all over the carpets and everything. And then I have to try to scoop him up. And, you know, when you grab a cat, you have to know how to handle a cat properly. A lot of people don't know, and they grab a cat incorrectly. You're actually supposed to have one arm underneath so that the cat's kind of draping over your arm, and your other arm is to bite when you do that. So I pick him up, and we're going upstairs together. And as I'm heading into our bedroom, okay, we have had hot weather. We have all of our air conditioning installed, and we have a series of fans all over the house. There's actually a fan, a tower oscillating fan right outside of my door here of the office. There's another oscillating fan right outside of our bedroom. There's another oscillating fan in the middle of our staircase heading downstairs, and there's another fan at the bottom of the staircase. So the way that we've angled them all is to catch the air of the air conditioning and blow it through the house like a wind tunnel. And that's how we distribute the cold air during the hot summer months. We don't have central air, so we have this elaborate system that we use, okay? So, in a complete freak situation, all right? Basically what had happened was, if you remember, the power had gone out yesterday. During this very show, it went out twice for literally no good reason. And by the way, the power company never explained why. They don't. The power company out here constantly has these issues and does not have any accountability. They don't explain anything, and no one holds them to task for it. So anyway, what had happened was the fan had gone off during the course of the day. But my wife and I kind of didn't notice. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything else kind of went back on, but this particular fan stayed off. Therefore, because the fan was off, the fan wasn't in the correct position to blow the air through the house. We had never positioned it. We had never set it up right, okay? So normally this fan would be sitting right outside of the bedroom in the hallway. That way it would catch the air from the air conditioning in the bedroom and blow it downstairs. It wasn't. The fan just happened to be slightly inside of the bedroom, kind of blocking the doorway, okay? I didn't know this. So I'm walking upstairs with Jasper in my arms, as I always do, and he's tending to get excited, as he always does. He always has, like, the zoomies at night, like I said. So as I'm walking into the bedroom, okay, because the fan is out of position, Jasper kicks with his foot. It hits the fan. It freaks him out because he wasn't expecting anything to be there. He's thinking, I'm just going to kick and be silly. He kicks. As he hits the fan, he completely freaks out, and he takes both of his feet and he claws as hard as he possibly can into me. Okay? This literally gored my chest. Okay? So, right now, I have 7 deep cuts in my chest and going down into the top of my stomach from Jasper last night. Okay? It was so bad that I had to go immediately into the bathroom. My wife was in there, and she's like, I'm not done yet. I said, I can't wait. And I had to grab a washcloth, and I basically had to stop the bleeding. I got rubbing alcohol, luckily, and I was easily able to disinfect immediately, and it allowed it to stop bleeding. And I was like, oh my God. And it was just bad. It hurt like crazy. All right. The good news is they're not super deep where it's like, oh, I need to go get stitches or anything like that. But these aren't light scratches. These are pretty ouch scratches, and it was bleeding a bit. But the good news is I disinfected it immediately. We have rubbing alcohol. If I hadn't, could have been in problem. You know, I could have got sick from it, because that's the problem with cat scratches. If you don't disinfect immediately, you could get sick. But I did disinfect them immediately. And it's basically, I'm in pain. All right. The worst is I took a shower. It's like, oh my God, 7 throbbing wounds on me. And what sucks is I was supposed to work out. Can't work out now. Because if I did, like, I was going to work out last night. Right before I went to bed, actually, I was going to work out a bit. How can I do that? I'm going to bleed all over the place. You know, so I couldn't do that. So I lost a workout. I'm hoping that I'll be good enough tonight that I'll be able to get to work out again. Sucks. I don't want to miss workouts, but I did already. It sucks. So basically, it's just bad luck. It's not, no one's to blame here for what happened. Jasper always has the zoomies at night. I expect his behavior to be kind of silly. Obviously, the fan being there was a complete freak. It normally wouldn't have been there. It would have been in the hallway, but it wasn't in the hallway because the power had gone out in a freak thing. So the only real people to blame here are the power company. The power company, if they could just keep the goddamn power on, none of this would have happened. It's the power company. Do you see why I was so upset and why I was crashing out yesterday? Because of the power company, I now have 7 huge, gaping wounds on my chest. You understand now? Do you see why I was so freaking out and upset? All right. Obviously, it was a freak thing. Like I said, sometimes shit just happens. I'm not mad at Jasper. I'm not mad. What would we be mad at the fan for? You know what I mean? Like, it was just a freak thing. And the thing is, I'm in pain right now. Like, right now, I've got burning. I've got pain on my chest because of these cuts. I did shower and wash and everything, so they're not as bad. It was much worse last night. It's better now, but still, I'm in pain. And that's why you might have noticed, oh, he looks a little weird. Yeah, I'm not casual. I'm not relaxed right now. I can't really be relaxed when I'm in pain. Okay? So that's what's going on. Anyway, it's life. It happens when you have a cat. Remember one day, this was years ago, when I had my old chair, Jasper was right here on the arm of the chair, and he'd been there, what, a zillion times, right? And this one particular day, he slipped, and he kicked me with his claws back, same back claw, and he cut me all the way up my...
Okay, enough of that. So first of all, Phil, you're a little bitch. And also, what he's talking about when Jasper did before, check this out. Look at this opening screen.
Control the haters, the algorithms are rigged. But truth is hard to bitter pill, a consequence unfig. He built his throne on lies, on curated, kept the scams out. Dash fires burning bright, exposing all the shams. Crash out, king, your reign is done. The empire's crumbling down. Dash fires lit the match, the fire spreading through the town. No more paid bodies, no more crocodile tears.
So that was the Jasper attacking him the first time. So we have Eva. At least this is better than him talking about food. Yeah. We have... I can only imagine what it'd be like if he had a real child. Lord Diaz, a litter box in the bedroom is fucking disgusting. Yes. Also, keep in mind, too, the cat would piss and shit in that litter box in the bedroom, so that smell would fragment all over the room. So you'd be sleeping and you smell that. Plus, the cat would use the litter box, then go into the bed, which means the kitty litter, the piss, and the shit would go onto the bed as well. Oh, he's gonna use that child for begging sessions. I need support to buy diapers, you guys. That is true. Cat was taking a shit. Yeah, Cat was taking a shit in the bathroom. He's like, get out of my way, bitch. Using minor scratches for pity points. Why would he keep bleeding? Well, he blows everything out of proportions. He got scratched by Jasper, and all of a sudden, he was gored, dude. He was gored all over. If you remember, too, last week, he did say that his workouts were on and off for the past 3 weeks. Let's just face it right now. The quote-unquote workout arc is over. It never really started, but it's over, dudes. And then we get to this point here where DSP is going to talk about Dark Lady Goth and how they are catfishing the dens to get money from them. And he's going to say, you got to stop doing that. That's not right. And the funny thing is, when this first started, the only reason he allowed it to happen in chat was because he was getting money. He was being wailed out, he was getting supported, and it was all fine. As soon as the money dried up, all of a sudden, it's no longer good, dude. You better stop it, dude. Don't be weird, dude.
So, Dark Lady Goth, while you're here, I feel like I should say this to you, okay? So, first off, you probably already know this, but there is a group of people who have been stalking you and basically trying to dox you. They're basically saying that, number one, you're not who you say you are. You are a LARPer slash catfisher. That basically you have certain people you've been talking to and you've been, like, flirting with them behind the scenes, and you've been causing all kinds of trouble and even received monetary donations and things from people. Now, I can't confirm or deny any of this because I'm not involved, nor should I be. But I feel like I should say this to you so you understand that this is going on behind the scenes. So even if you are a catfisher, you've already been found out, just so you know. And apparently people are really seeking to dox you and harass you as a result. So if this is the case and it is taking place, I strongly recommend you stop all of those activities because likely people are going to find out and they're going to dox you all over the internet for it. If none of it's true, then I feel like I still have a responsibility to tell you that that's going on so that you know what's going on if something happens, okay? So I'm just clearing the air here. I don't know anything about it. I'm not involved in it. I don't want to be involved in it. It has nothing to do with me, okay, at all. But I feel like since you're in the chat and people have been sending me weird messages and things about shit, I'm like, you should know that that's happening, okay?
It's amazing how Dark Lady Goth can do all this stuff, and he goes, well, if it's true, I should warn you. Just like Derek, hey, Phil? Your chat is full of weirdos and degenerates doing all this stuff. People, it sounds like one person to me, that is true. But Phil, your entire chat is degenerates, including Elusive Moose, where he says, hey, Phil, I'm going on a date tonight. Any advice? And then says, if you could marry any Pokemon, who would you pick? You sick bastard. Dark, quote-unquote, lady Goth, that is right. Cyber came in, so you don't want to be involved, but you decide to get involved. Make up your mind, Phil, that is true. First time I've heard of this character, I'm surprised Phil lets this on his streams. As long as the money's there, Phil doesn't care. Look how long he took Derek there for engagement and his mom's credit card. And then we have Secret Rain, $5 super chat. No one talking to me, and I feel bullied. Have a good stream, Phil. I love you. Hugs and kisses. Secret Rain. You sick bastard. And then DSP, he has this weird thing in his head where he doesn't know what certain things mean and how to calculate them. And retro is another one. He says the PS2 is the cutoff point for what's considered retro because, and you're ready for this? Because after the PS2, consoles exploded in popularity. Now, Phil, retro does not go by what's popular. Retro goes by time. The older something gets, the more retro it is. Which means retro could mean PS2 or PS3. Of course, it's also nostalgia as well. To me, retro is like NES and Super NES, but I can acknowledge that PS2, PS3 is still retro as well. But Phil, his head is stuck up his ass in the 90s. Phil's chat is full of furries now since the start of the Pokemon arc. Yeah, they're paying all the money, so he doesn't care. He did let a pedophile in his chat, Derek. He lets Hiseo in there, who's into incest porn. He has all these people that are the degenerate of the internet. And there is so many different things that you have no idea what's going on in that chat. I can't be here if Phil's dense here. I'm out. Yeah. I'm probably the exception of the group. I'm not a furry. I hope not. And now, DSP has a great idea for a new show. Guys, are you ready for this? He's doing an entire show, entire stream of him open up packs. That is right. He wants to dedicate entire streams to ripping packs. Now, think of this concept right here. So, in order for him to rip a pack, he has to get money. So, this whole stream is going to be he comes on stream, begs for money, stares at you in silence, waits for the money, and then, and only then, you get the pack rips, dude.
As I've stated, what I would consider doing in the future, okay, is maybe doing an actual dedicated show for TCG. Maybe I do a show, maybe once every 2 weeks, we do a 1-2 hour show. And that show, we choose a project to do. Maybe I'm building the binder of a set that I'd been ripping the week before, and I didn't build the binder yet. So now during that, I build the binder. I show you how you organize the cards by their order. You can document in an app. You can document their values to see actually what the value of a set is, right? And then you can see, oh, I have a whole set. I can break that out and put it into a box and stuff like that. Like maybe that could be the content. Or maybe we could be talking about and researching the cards and see, gee, what card sets would we like to do in the future? What out there is available? What has value? You know, something like that. I mean, we could do both of those things, right?
Bill, that's what you do every single day on the quote-unquote podcast, which is really a pre-stream. But that's what you do every single day. And if you remember his retro game collection streams, where he took the games out of the closet, looked up the price, and then put it away, that's what he's going to do with the cards. That is some of the laziest stuff ever. And you can tell he hates gaming. He just wants to phase it out. He doesn't want to do any of this. He just wants to sit there in silence, wait for the money to come in, be toxic to people, and end the stream. Oh, and eat food too. Curious why he didn't call it DSP Rips It? Is it too obscure for the prude? Oh, it's possible. They are all freaks, that is true. And now, if you remember, he said, if anyone gives me $5,000, I will show you a workout video that I recorded. So he recorded, I think, 2 or 3 different workout videos. And he said, if you give me money, you can watch me work out. But now he's going to say, what? Why would I do that? Why would I work out for people? That's weird, dude.
I see your weirdos. You strip it down and we will donate. Yeah, I'm sure you would because you're weirdos. Just like you've been asking me for exercise workout videos. Like, why? I have a weight machine that I used to work out. Why do you want videos of me working out? Why are you so weird? What kind of obsessed freak would want to see me working out?
Dead Air Burnell.
Yeah, I don't necessarily know if it's love or ego, because I think some of us love you a bit too much. I don't know if it's love. I think it's weird online obsession. Like I said, antisocial people, they don't have any real friends, family, or significant others in real life. They go online, they join these really bizarre parasocial groups of other people of like mind who just are weirdos in real life. And then they think that this online, like, deviant behavior is normal. Like it's acceptable to harass people online, to say terrible things, to join online hate groups, to join an online trolling and flaming. It's like, no, that's not normal behavior. That's fucked up behavior from really broken weirdos. If you do it, you're the weirdo, not the person you're making fun of, but you're the actual person who's the problem and the weirdo who's broken. It's just very odd behavior. No, normal people don't do that shit. The thing is, you would know that if you were normal, but you're not. You are the outlier. You are the deviant. Not the person who you're fucking with, but you yourself are the weirdo.
Yeah, you hear that? The guy who wanted to charge people to see his underwear, his feet, did 2 shower videos, recorded himself multiple times working out, and wanted to charge for money. No, no, no. That guy's not weird. The people asking for it is weird. That's your audience, Phil. Your audience are some of the biggest weirdo and degenerates on the planet. And guys, look at this. It came out. Grace Thorp. Hey, just want to say hi. Sorry for all the Twitter drama, lol. Funny how intense people got. Now, if you're wondering what exactly went on, we'll get to that in a second. DSP got so desperate. Guys, before, remember, he would complain and say, stop sending single kicks. I'm not going to pick up pennies. Well, looks like it's got to the point where DSP is now counting single kicks. And he says he hopes when he totals them up, they will add up to open up a pack. And I put, it's like the homeless guy looking for change on the ground outside a store. That is so sad. But the thing that's even more sad is this guy right here. So look at this. Look at all these single kicks this guy throwing at the ground for DSP. You're still giving him money though. Look at this. Absolutely pathetic. And the fact that DSP is now counting each one in the hopes that he can open up a card pack tells you how bad the addiction has gotten out for him. And this absolutely blows my mind because you know how bad DSP begs for money. Well, he thinks the way he's begging now, he says he's not been asked for contributions that much recently. But says when the new games come out, he's going to do it more because he's going to play them. I can only imagine when the new games come out, you know, Halloween, Wolverine, Hellraiser, that means he says out and out, I'm going to beg more. Do pennies even go through? Doesn't Kick take... No. So, Neon, so this is what is so great about Kick. So, if you give anyone kicks on Kick, the streamer, the creator, whoever, gets 100% of the profits. The subs, they get 95%. So, anytime you give Phil any money through kicks, he gets 100% of it. There's no cut taken. So when you see people giving him like $20, $30 through kicks, he's keeping the exact amount. There's no cut at all. That's why you're seeing an influx of like people doing kicks. What's going on, Nocturnal? How you doing, my friend? And of course, we got to talk about the soulmate. DSP referred to living with Kat as being together full time. That tells you exactly what they are. That's roommates. And this blows my mind because he's not even counting charging $50 to open up a pack. And he says he lost money buying cards because he bought them through scalpers. I wonder why, Phil. I wonder why you lost money there. Says he would have made money on them if he bought them through retailers. Almost like, you know, everybody's been telling them since he started this. Buy them through retailers. You have a card shop, Shane's Card Shops. Go there, buy them at retail price. But no. He's got to get them right away. He has to have them now. He doesn't care. He goes right to the scalpers, pays like 2-3 times the amount. And of course, he's not put it in that he charges $50 a pack. And then also, he charges $100 to open up the free pack, which, again, if you're charging $100 to open up a free pack, it's not free then. And then this is DSP having problems with his power. He goes out, but he also blames the power company.
Now it's on again. This is insane. The power turned off and on again. I went over there to turn on my air purifier and fan, and the power turned off again and turned on again. This is insane. What kind of a power company is this? Is it a bunch of clowns slipping around on banana peels and tripping on wires? Anyway, the power's back. Now I gotta get up and turn on my stuff again. I'll be right back. Hold on.
And it's amazing how DSP always blames everyone else. You know, the power goes out. Oh my God, what are they doing? They're morons. They don't know how to run their business. Phil, it happens from time to time. Your power goes on and off for a second. It happens. It doesn't mean someone fucked up, Phil. It just happens. But of course, you know, behind the scenes, he probably asked for a refund or some credit because his power went off for a second. That cheap bastard. And we have this from Mr. Ludacris. Another funny thing about DSP saying that detractors have no social skills, unlike him, let that sink in, is that he thinks sending DMs to someone is being social. Of course, then following detractors are terminally online. Yeah, so he thinks him sending DMs to LTG, to Wings of Redemption, to Grace Thorp, to Keemstar, that's him being social. No, Phil, what you need is to go outside and talk to real human beings. Have friendships. Talk to your fat wife. But no, he will never do that. All the social is him looking at a screen reading a name. Karen Burnell made to face yet again another Herculean task. How will he conquer this one, folks? Probably because of his daisy chain fans running in his house. That is true. He could have been his fault. And now we know the detractors run this man's life. They made him paranoid. And so far, he said the detractors made him not have a kid, even though his dick doesn't work. The trolls are responsible for doxing him and his family members. The trolls do all these weird things. They're waiting for him outside whenever his day off is. And now, he's going to go further and say that a troll threatened to beat up a restaurant worker if they didn't cancel his food order. That is right. So he's saying the trolls are so in deep, they're so inside that they want to beat up people in order to cancel his food order. This man is beyond delusional. This is delusion of delusion.
Wave Zone says, I watched your DSP tries it where you tried the British food and you really liked it. Did you try it again? Do you want to know the truth? My wife and I, outside of DSP tries it, ordered again. It was not nearly as good. Okay? Do you want to know what I think happened? I can explain what I think actually happened. Okay? So, if you remember, it was about a year and a half ago. There's a place that does meat pies in downtown Renton. That's the town I live in, right? So I ordered the food. And if you remember, there was kind of a mistake or a mess thing that got messed up. The order got delayed. Here's what actually happened. And this happens from time to time, just so you guys know. A troll actually called the restaurant and said, oh, I want to cancel my order. Now, what's messed up is obviously it wasn't really me. But a troll called the restaurant on the phone and said, I just placed an order via DoorDash, but I want to cancel my order. It's not, and they were like, no, you have to do it through DoorDash. You can't just call us. You have to cancel through DoorDash. And apparently the person went into a swearing tirade with the employee on the phone, threatening them, saying, you better cancel the order. I'm going to come down there and kick your ass or something like that. It was actually they were threatening the person on the phone. Okay? So the person hung up the phone and canceled the order, actually afraid that someone was going to come to the store. All right? So all of a sudden, as I was tracking my order for those meat pies, I saw that the order had been canceled. I said, what? I didn't cancel the order. So I called the restaurant, and they were like, you just called us irate, swearing at us, telling us to cancel the order. I said, no, I didn't. I said, I'm sorry. These idiots do this. They're really messed up. They're unhinged. The order was legit. And they said, all right, if you put in another order, we'll do it right away. We'll make sure. So I put in a second order, and they did it right away. And if you remember, the food was fantastic. You remember that, right? It was really good. The portion sizes were good. It tasted great, okay? So completely outside of that, all right, on one of my days off later that year, I did order the food again. It wasn't good. The portions of the meat pies had shrunk way small. The sides didn't taste fresh. Everything we ordered, we were incredibly disappointed. We spent a ton of money, and it was we weren't even full. We ate the food. We were oh. So what I actually think happened was because of the mix-up with the troll and everything, the place knew that I was a YouTuber and that I was going to do a review. So they purposefully gave me really, really good food to be sure that I would give the place a good review. I think that's what happened. I'm not sure, but that's my honest experience of what happened. Okay? After that, second...
So he made it up in his head. So he says, I don't know what that happened, but that's my thoughts on it. So Phil, it's all in your head. The trolls have rent-free space in your head.
time we ordered there, we never ordered there again, and we decided we're not going to, because if it was so ridiculously different of an experience the second time we ordered, we realized anytime we order, it could be good, it could be bad. And we don't want to spend a lot of money on something like that if it's bad. And it was legit bad that second time we ordered it. So maybe it was just a case they were literally just having an off day. That could be. And that happens at restaurants, you know, especially local businesses. They have an off day, they're getting slammed, or maybe their cook called out and they got to fill in. Maybe that's the case, but they're pricey. So because of that, we were like, nah, we're just not going to go back. And we haven't. It's been over a year and we never went there again.
Imagine that concept. You order the same thing from different times, and they could be good or bad. That's every restaurant, Phil. That happens with every restaurant. You're not going to get the best thing every single time. Eventually, they're going to mess up. Unfiltered Podcast Texas, big ups Dash. Phil always seems that the world is out to get him. Oh, you have no idea, my friend. He's going to make Kat wear a Hogan mask just to get it up. Oh, he probably has a LTG mask. It's like, Kat, get that BBC. That's why he hates the trolls. They live rent-free in his head, not giving him support. And this was really sad. So he had a low support. He was complaining, oh, guys, why are you not supporting? What's going on? We're not going to be able to open any packs. But then the biggest dent came in. That is right. Anonymous on the slideshow almost immediately, who said, I'm not even here, but here's money to rip packs. Phil, you're getting really, really bad, even worse, with these anonymous tips. And then he would go on to get a $50 anonymous tip, and then while doing pack rips, another 50 anonymous tips to open up another pack, and then I think he got like 2 or 3 more, and it was all anonymous. His addiction's out of control, and anonymous is an enabler.
All right. I'm out of here, everyone. Good night. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Well, this is unfortunate. And the reason this is This is unfortunate, and the reason it's unfortunate is I didn't want it to go down this way at all. Okay?
Yeah, it's unfortunate someone gave me money. How dare they, those bastards? Don't you know you should have did it earlier? Why didn't you do it earlier, dude? Give me that money when I tell you to get it, man. Come on, man. Come on. Come on, man. Give me that money, man.
But someone tipped $50 right now and said rip it. So we're going to do DSP pack rips now, but I didn't want to do it that way. I wanted that people actually who were here watching the content supported it, not someone came by last minute, saw that we didn't hit a goal and dropped $50. Okay? I'm still appreciative. Thank you to this person for a $50 tip. Understand, I'm very happy for that. But you understand that's not how I wanted it to go down at all. I wanted people who were actually here enjoying the content to support it, not someone show up last minute. Okay?
Oh my god, he's even a little bitch when he gets his money. Like, how dare you not give me the money when I tell you to give it? It's almost like he's going to the dentist with a switchblade. It's like, you motherfuckers, you better have my money. You better have my money, bitch. You better do it now. But not only that, he's had low support throughout the week. A lot of anonymous tips. But now he's going to talk about how he's a brokey. He's a broke back bitch. But the reason for it is not him. He's the entertainer. He entertains people. It's Kick. Kick refuses to give him money. And he's going to say, oh, this is the lowest supported week for Kick. Which is funny because he says that every single week. But it's Phil wondering why Kick is not supporting after he tells them to go end themselves. And nobody cares about you. You're worthless. Then money support dries up. And he's like, what's going on, guys? What's going on? Where's the money, dude?
Over on the Kick side of things, I just randomly realized it's Tuesday night. And I was thinking to myself, gee, I wonder how I did this week. Not good for a couple of reasons. Reason number one, I was off 2 days last week, so that was 2 days off instead of the usual one. Number two, basically there's been like almost no support going on Kick for the last week. I'm not exaggerating when I tell you all, not only have my subs plummeted on Kick in the last week, but also overall revenue on Kick has depleted significantly. If we don't have a good night tonight on Kick, this is actually going to be my worst performing week since I started streaming on Kick nearly 2 years ago. I couldn't tell you why. It's not that attendance was low. It's just people didn't drop any subs. People barely did any kicks. I mean, you could see for yourself if you take a look at the Kick leaderboard. Okay? Taking a look here. This week so far, I have a grand total of 6 subs, out of which 3 are from trolls. That's not an exaggeration. We have 6 subs so far this week, the entirety of the week. Kicks. No exaggeration. A grand total of about $40 of kicks, if that, for the entirety of the week. So, yeah, basically almost no support. I don't know if we're going to get any regulars back tonight, but it would be great to get support tonight. If you are watching on Kick and you like the content, notably you like the chill vibes of Pokemon, or you want to see some Surging Sparks packs unpacked at the end of the stream, tonight would be the night to support. This is the last night that counts for the week. Everything that I start earning as of tomorrow counts for a new week. I don't know why Kick does it that way, but they do. So it would be absolutely great if we could get some support tonight from Kick, okay?
And Phil has said in the past that he has to beg people for money, otherwise people don't give him money, which is a wild statement for a streamer because the whole point of streaming is to entertain people. And in response, you're hopeful that they will be like, oh my god, I love this content, I'm going to give you some money. I'm going to give you some support. Oh,
money, yeah. Money.
Speaking of support,
Yeah.
At Eva Cowboy Fan super chatted $2. Thoughts on Lord Diaz and P3R? Are we cool here, BTW?
oh yeah, there's no problem here as long as you're not going to be acting up and as long as you're not a furry, you're not a pedophile, as long as you're not into lolly, I think we'll be fine here. As long as you're not a creep, we'll be fine. And Lord Diaz, yeah, me and Laura are really cool. We're tight. We do a show together. We do Smart Guys. So we're tag team partners there. Persona 3R Reloaded, I'm assuming. I've never played them. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll try them one day. But yeah, as long as you're not a creep, as long as you're not a pedophile or into lolly or stuff like that, then you're fine here. It's so funny how he pronounces certain words ever since people laugh at him for how he pronounces content. It's self-conscious. That is right. So yeah, so Phil, if you have to beg people over and over and over as a streamer, that's a failed business. Because like I said, you put out the content and you hope in return people go, oh my god, I love this content, I'm going to support it. Not, why are you not supporting? What's going on? I like this game. Why are you not supporting? No, Phil. If it comes to the point where the only way people are going to support you is if you beg and guilt trip them, you need to find a part-time job or a full-time job and do streaming part-time. Because that's not how things work and that's why people hate you. Of course, you're a narcissist, so you'll never know. And speaking of things that he is a poser at, DSP talked about skateboarding. He calls Vans Vons. Now remember, guys, he had Vans back in the day, though. And now we get to this. So apparently it was revealed, shout out to misogynists, that DSP slid in the Grace Thorp's DMs. And if you think about it, first Becky Boop, then Early Bird, now Grace. Could we look at DSP trying to replace her on her deathbed? Remember, guys, when he got with Panda, it was through YouTube DMs, when they had DMs. When he got with Kat, it was through Twitter DMs. And now, Grace Thorp, DSP, DM slide.
That guy is like, he's bigger than we thought, Grace. Or I thought. Yeah.
GSP?
He's big.
Yeah, no, he's pretty big. I've had like long conversations with him in DMs.
He got like a $2,000 donut.
Yeah.
Or something.
He's big. He's like known as a lol cow, but I was gonna do an interview with him about how like what being a lol cow is and like how we feel like we identify and don't identify with it. Well, because I mean, what am I gonna do? Play video games with him? That's what he does.
Oh.
Because he hit me up and he was, no, somebody.
I thought you were just talk shit about RT.
Yeah, but he doesn't really know RTU that well, I guess.
Neither do we.
Yeah, that's true.
Big fat baby, that's all I know.
Big fat baby.
Private.
Wet his diapers.
So if you notice, she just said, DSP hit me up. So it's interesting because DSP is going to say, oh, she contacted me. But then it's going to say that I talked to her about having tech issues, which is the same thing that Kat said to DSP, which made him slide into her DMs. Dash, how much do you know about Grace? It's so hard to explain to people how insane this crossover to people who don't know her. Okay, so anyone that doesn't know Grace and her father, there's so much to go over, but in the simplest terms, there is some very incest stuff going on, so they are very, very touchy-feely, and there's been rumors and accusations where they've been fucking each other as father and daughter, which makes sense because Phil says that he wants to fuck his mom, and if Grace wants to fuck her dad, they're almost like brother and sister there, in mine at least. It's absolutely disgusting. Incest is absolutely disgusting. I do not defend it. It's absolutely gross. Wood chipper right there. But yeah, she stalks people, so her whole content is going cross-country, place to place, trying to collab with people, but ends up stalking them. And her whole deal with RTU was that she went... First, she was invited by RTU to his house where his kids and parents are to do content. But then, allegedly, Dash, we have to say allegedly. Yes, allegedly they fuck each other. But yeah, so RTU invited Grace to do collabs with him, gave the address. As soon as they're on their way, he found out about the dad being a creep, and for some reason, I think he was, I think there's some other stuff too, but RTU freaked out. Even though he invited them to his house with his kids, he thought she was going to come alone, but she always does all her content with her dad. And RTU bought a shotgun and threatened to shoot her if she came there, and then called the police and said that they were stalking him when she was just in his city. And they were doing like a picnic or something, but he called the police on them and had to get, I think he said he was going to get a restraining order, but I don't think he ever did that. But yeah, that's the type of woman that DSP goes after. This is not Cat. This is not Panda. This is not someone you can control. This is a woman who will destroy your life. She will wreck you. She will take everything from you, and she will drain you of every single thing to get clout off of you. And Phil has no idea, if he tries to collab with her, what she's going to do to his, what's left of his career. Is it me, or am I not showing up in his chat trying to make a big deal, but it does feel that way? I hope I'm not blocked or anything. I can still see your chats, Eva. Yeah, so now we get into the Gray stuff. But DSP is going to say it's not a big deal. I was just asking her tech questions. But he's also going to say that she hit him up first. And again, doing it behind his wife's back, you know how jealous Fat Cat is. And something happens after this that's very interesting. So let's hear Phil trying to explain why he was talking to Grace.
Motorman did a $2 super chat. He says, explain the Grace Thorp situation. There is no Grace Thorp situation. If you want to know any kind of, relation that I have to Grace Thorp, there's none. All right. So hold on a second. Let me get your super chat up here. I'll tell you very matter-of-factly, the only interaction I ever had with this person, okay? Way back early this year, it was either December or January, I don't even remember when, someone on my stream came into the chat and said, what do you know, would you ever do a collab with Grace Thorp? And I said, I don't know who that is. I have no idea what you're talking about. And I think they had very brief.
Remember too, this is around the time he bought the selfie stick to do IRL content, but then contacts Grace about it. Almost like he wanted to do IRL stuff with her. What a scumbag.
Briefly tried to explain to me who this person was, and that was it. And I was like, well, I don't know anything about it, right? And that was it. That was the end of it. I don't remember, right? I don't remember what I actually said because, again, I don't know who this person is. Well, this person DM'd me on X and said, hey, so I heard that someone brought me up, or you brought me up on your stream, and, you know, I was wondering if you want to do like an interview or a collab or something. And we had a very back and forth conversation that lasted very short amount of time. I was like talking to her about what kind of content does she make, because I had no idea. And
remember in the clip we just saw, she said they had long conversations too. They are both liars, so it's hard to tell which one is actually lying here.
I was telling her about the kind of content I make, and I was like, I don't know if there's any real crossover there whatsoever. You know, I just don't think so. And basically, we talked maybe twice in a very brief back and forth in the DMs, and that was the end of it. Like, basically, we just stopped talking to each other in January. I guess we kind of realized there's not going to be any collab because there's really no crossover. You know what I mean? It'd be one thing if maybe she was into games, or maybe I was into the kind of stuff that she was doing, the kind of content she was doing. There was nothing, okay? I guess she goes to, like, debate stuff, like debate events, and does IRL streaming constantly and stuff like that. I don't know anything about it. I guess at one point she had been involved with Keemstar, but I didn't know about that either. Okay? So, yeah, so I didn't know anything about it at all. And that's it. That's literally the end of it. There was nothing, no relation, no real interaction. We're not doing anything together. I have no idea why you're even bringing this up, because it's really no one's business. Just for the record, I talk to a ton of people behind the scenes about stuff. About, hey, what's going on with this? What's the true story about this? Hey, you know, a possibility of a collab here or that. All the time. I've talked to probably, in the last 2 years, probably like 50 different people on that very same criteria, that very same basis. Just a hello, how you doing? What kind of content do you make? You think there's a collab opportunity? That's it. So, why are you bringing this up? Here's the question. Why are you bringing this up? Why would anyone even care about that, and why do you even know about it? Because I'd like to know. You're bringing it up because it's public info. How is it public info that we talked very briefly behind the scenes about a possible collab?
Because Grace said it on her stream. That's how people know. That's how it's public knowledge. Because she revealed it herself.
That shouldn't have been anyone's... First of all, it shouldn't have been anyone's business. A private conversation between two people behind the scenes is no one's business, because people try to make drama out of it. That's why you don't tell everyone, oh, yeah, I talked to this person today about... No, you don't do that. She said we still have long combos. We have never had a long convo ever. That has never happened. That's a lie.
Yeah, get felted, incest bitch. Allegedly, incest bitch.
She was playing... Okay, here's something that might actually be truthful. She was doing a GTA stream, so she was playing Grand Theft Auto, and she brought up your DMs and chats. That's why people are asking. There was no DMs or chats. It was, she DM'd me saying...
So let me get this straight. There's no DMs, but when she DM'd you. Okay, Phil. Okay, there.
Hi, I heard you brought me up on a stream. And I was like, no, someone brought you up on my stream, but I don't even know who you are, what kind of content you make. We talked back and forth about it a few times. In fact, at that time, I had just gotten these. Like, I got these in December, but I hadn't really used them yet. And I was wondering, how viable is it to, like, stream on a cell phone? because of battery issues. Like, and so I said to her, like, you do IRL streaming, like, what kind of equipment do you use? And she explained, I bought a battery pack that I put on my phone, and it lets the phone last a lot longer, so that way you can actually do IRL streams longer than just like an hour or two, because the battery tends to die. You know, very basic stuff about content creation. That's it. That's what we talked about. And I think at one point she brought up something about she'd been on a Keemstar show, like Lolcow Live or something, and that was it. And I like, we just stopped talking because there was no interest. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was nothing there to do. To have her as a guest on the show, I would have not a clue what to talk about, because it seems like we're just different kinds of content completely. So there's no crossover there. So there you go. Anyway, that's that. Done. There's nothing else to talk about. There's nothing else to bring up. You want to be, you know, dramatic and stupid and make shit up, you know, go on doing whatever the hell you do. I'm going to go on my merry way of my life here, okay? Okay. So, continuing on.
Yeah, so Phil got caught yet again for his hand in the cookie jar. Didn't know what's the appeal about DSP on Baffled? Well, from the detractor side, he's a fucking train wreck. He is an absolute dumpster fire that's always exploded, and he's always pouring gasoline all over himself. Why the fuck would he ask for that? Sus as fuck, that is true. And of course, that wasn't the other crash out. He had many, many, many crash outs.
Dolphin fan,
including this one here, where he's going to talk about how people like detractors don't have in real life friends. They don't have family. He does, though. And he talks about his DMs with Wings Redemption, LTG, how he stays up all night. But then he crashes out and says that, no, you're the losers, not me. I have a life. You don't. Of course, it's the same tired old detractor rant. But of course, DSP can't let it go because the detractors run his life.
Dolphin fan did another $2 super chat and says, I just watched it. What does Kat say about Grace? Nothing. What would Kat say about Grace? What are you talking about? What a stupid thing to say. Okay, let me ask you a question, okay? Do you think that my wife does not allow me to talk to other humans? Do you think that my wife has a protective barrier around me and says, you may not interact with anyone else on Earth, only me? Are you a weirdo? What is wrong with you? Like I said, my interactions with Grace, my interactions with Wings of Redemption, my interactions with other creators have been platonic, normal reactions about, hey, working together, doing some content together, talking about being a streamer, being a content creator, giving advice, or, you know, that's it. Why would my wife care who I talk to? Why are you being weird? Why are you being weird? That's the actual question. Why are you being weird? Are creators not allowed to talk to other creators about shit? Yes, I talked to Becky Boop years ago about possibly doing content. We never did any either. You know, I've talked to a ton of people about crossovers, collabs, and things. Most of them don't go anywhere and don't come to fruition. Okay? Why you people are so weird about that, like you don't understand why people would talk to other people and you think it's weird. Even when I talk to Wings people, oh, it's news. It's not fucking news. People talk. Maybe you don't because you're a fucking weirdo and you just sit there on the internet all day. You don't talk to anyone. Normal people have discussions with other people. It's a common thing. You want to know what it's called? Being social. Actually having social skills. Yeah, maybe you don't have any. Maybe that's why you think it's such a weird news story. Okay? It's probably what it is. Exactly. Nothing here says, I guess having polite and nice conversations with people isn't allowed anymore. No. Because that's the thing. These weirdos who live eternally on the internet think that every interaction is drama. Every interaction must be something taboo, forbidden, risque, dramatic, dangerous, right? No one can just be like, hey, how are you? Hey, what do you do for content? you know, anything we can do together that might work out or something, you know. No, that's not allowed, right? The fact that Grace reached out to me and just said, hi, hey, what kind of content do you do? Maybe we could do something together. Would it work? That's apparently news. I don't fucking know why, unless you're an actual weirdo. I don't know why that would be news. Okay? Well, quasi-regarded, thanks for 500 kicks. That's because you're an idiot. That's because you're legitimately stupid. Thanks for $5, but that's because you're actually dumb. I don't know what else to say. Exactly. Yak Almighty says, people are dying to get a gotcha on you. It's trying to say that you talk to people inappropriately. I know. They just want something to talk about. Because let's be honest, people who live eternally online are boring. They don't have lives. They don't have friends. They don't have family. They don't have significant others. They just sit around living vicariously through things they hear online. So they want drama. They want something going on that they can be all up excited about. Because when they actually look away from their screen and they look at the squalor around them, right? They're probably living in some fucking tiny room, some shitty basement, some crappy one-bedroom apartment, fucking smells like shit. They probably eat shit all day. They have no interaction with anyone. They're disgusting. They don't keep themselves. They're gross, greasy, smelly, covered in pimples and fucking shit. And I don't want to look there. So let me focus here on this screen. Oh, look, DSP's talking to people on the internet. Ooh, he must be doing bad things. Ooh. They don't want to face reality. They don't have anything going for themselves. So they have to try to make everything to be a toxic, negative thing. Yeah, I know. Exactly. Nothing here says, walk into any office, there's males and females.
Oh, did it freeze?
Working politely and professionally.
Oh, that was weird.
Exactly. Nothing here says, walk into any office, there's males and females working politely and professionally all day. These people don't get that. I'm not even kidding. This is why these people don't have fucking jobs or anything, right? They just sit around online all day. Can you imagine if these people had to interact with someone of the opposite gender? They'd lose their minds, right? They think the moment that they speak to someone of the opposite gender, they rip their pants off and start beating it viciously or something. Like, what?
I wonder who that sounds like, Phil. I wonder who that sounds like. Maybe Derek? Because you know, as soon as he talks to a girl in public, he's probably beaten off in like the bathroom or like the concession stand or something like that. Phil loves the fatties. He definitely does. He tries to bulk them up. The way Phil interacts with women similar to Derek, exactly. At first, they realize how much of a weirdo he is. Yes, that is true. He is just like Derek. Like father, like son.
What the fuck is wrong with you? That's the first thought in your head, huh? You're a fucking disgusting freak. Oh my goodness. Dolphin fan, I'm ignoring you because you're a weirdo. Like I already said, you're a fucking weirdo and now you're banned.
Look at him scanning the chat. He's like,
How often do I leave my
for...
house? Every single day.
Oh, that's a lie right there. He's scanning the chat like, are they believing me? Are they believe me? Come on, believe me. You do not leave your house every single day, Phil. That is a genuine lie.
I leave my house every day. What's up, Humble the Pummel? What's up, Game Boy? How are you? That's right. Parasolo says, these people only interact with other toxic online people. You're right. And so when all you do is interact with other toxic weirdos on the internet, you normalize that kind of thought process and behavior and you think it's real. It's normal. It's not. It's actually, it's what's called an outlier. It's a deterrent. It's a deviant. When you're that person, that weirdo, you're actually fucking so just disconnected from real life and real society. You don't understand what social norms are. You don't recognize normal cues of what's right and what's wrong. You don't understand that because you heard a male content creator and a female content creator spoke to each other for very casually and platonically for a few interactions about possibly, you know, working together or whatever, right? You don't understand that that doesn't mean that it's some kind of a crazy, you know, horrible thing, this big drama thing. You wouldn't understand because you're fucking broken in your head. Your head is not screwed on right, and you need counseling, and you need serious mental, you know, probably drugs to calm you down because you're fucking so weird. Like, literally, if that's the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear, oh, a male and a female spoke to each other, that must mean some horrible, you know, big controversial thing. Guess what? You're the problem. You're the broken person in society. Not the people that are the subject matter you're talking about, but you. You're the weirdos, okay? So is it, Jesus, dude, calm down. Why should I calm down? Because I'm speaking to you like a rational adult and I'm telling you like it is and you can't handle it? Now, oh, no.
Russia King, your reign is done.
I can't handle being talked to like I should because I'm a weirdo and I don't want to be faced with the harsh realities of how things really are. What was it that I said the other day?
Phil, you need to calm down. You're being insanely loud right now.
That if you misbehave in my chat, I'm going to publicly embarrass you. Well, here's your public embarrassment for the day. You're a fucking weirdo. No one likes you besides other weirdos online. That's why you're an embarrassment to humanity. So, straighten the fuck up. Start being a normal person. Get friends, get family, get hobbies, get things to do, a job. Stop being a weirdo on the internet and harassing people because you're actually wasting everyone's air. Okay? There. Now I talked to you like you deserve, like a normal person talking to a weirdo. Now, sit and fucking spin on it. Or actually take what I just said to heart and be like, oh shit, he's right. I'm a fucking weirdo. Let me
Also, remember too, he says this about his audience and the Kick Chat, but then he begs them for money and wonders, why are you not giving me money, dude?
stop being a weirdo now and actually get a life. You have two choices. Let's see which one you do. Okay.
Look at him. So every time his head moves left or right there, that means he's reading chat. So he's reading every single message that's coming in.
Spoder Man did a $2 super chat. He says either sub, donate, or get the fuck out, Wings. Well, I don't know if Wings ever actually said that or not.
He did. He actually did say that.
I have absolutely no idea. I don't pay attention to all the Wings lore and all of.
But remember too, DSP always says during Street Fighter, support the fucking stream. Give me something to shout out right now, period. Of course, he's not going to say that, right, dudes?
That shit, okay?
Didn't Grace bang her dad allegedly? Yes, allegedly she did, but I'm pretty sure I saw videos of her dad talking sexual about her as well. Everything he complains about is him. The alien is giving advice on how to be actual human. How adorable. Those eyes. Calm down, Phil. What an asshole. What a liar. That is true. What's going on, Chris? How you doing, my friend? Good day to you. Hello, chat. Exposed and hard to believe. He's getting worse every single day. Yeah. The mental decline is real for DSP. And then we have this. So he said Spooderman here. And then Grace throbs for Phil. It's so over for you, buddy. Such a cheater and a liar. Oh, here we go. What a dunce response. Holy God. It's so over for you. And then Phil took a break and he came back and he had a bloody nose. I wonder what happened here. Because remember, this is right after he talked about Grace. All of a sudden, Fat Cat walks in, probably punches him in the face, like, how dare you talk to another woman behind my back? How dare you? Oh, look, we have Dark Lady Goth tagging Eva Cowboy Fan, no worries. Pandally with 17, Vietnamese Coon Rag, Derek the Pedo Cat is obsessed with BBC, like Phil's obsessed with Pokemon packs. Dark Lady Goth is a man. Diaper change coming in nicely, tubes. He's got those dents well and truly brainwashed in or blackmail them behind the scenes. Well, that's what he does when you do a PayPal tip. So when you give him a PayPal tip, he has your email. So we've seen the, and 100%, I know he does this because we've seen the proof in the past. The Snorlax King, he started doing chargebacks on Phil, and Phil emailed him, questioned him, interrogated him. Why are you doing this? You're going to get in trouble. You better not do this. What's going on? You stop attending the streams. What's going on? Like, Phil, you're not cut out for this, dude. Cat gave him the hoof driver, yeah. And now, the greed is coming out even more than before. So before, he wanted $150 per stream, which means $300 a day. Now, he wants $150 for a pre-stream and $150 during the gameplay. So that means $300 a stream, $600 a day. Phil, your attendance and your support's already going down. And your idea is to go, okay, give me more from the same 2 or 3 people. This is not going to work out very well for you, Phil. You think my wife...
Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money. Money, money, yeah, yeah.
At Eva Cowboy Fan super chatted $5. Did you know that Lord Diaz is playing Persona 3 Reload demo as his first Persona game? I'm still hyped about it and look forward to see more. P3R hype.
Well, I hope Lord Diaz enjoys it. I know he's into the Persona and the Final Fantasy games, so I hope that goes very well for him. And we have Nocturnal. You think my wife tells me who I can talk to? Smack. Yeah. Phil is a little pussy. Yeah, so DSP now wants $600 a day. The greed goblin, the addiction is getting out of control. And now this is logic, DSP logic. Tell me how this makes sense. DSP says he can't do DSP tries it because the food has been done before and there's nothing new. So he's going to start a new show where he eats food that's been around for 10 years. So Phil, let me get this straight. You refuse to do DSP tries it because there's nothing new, everything's the same. But your new idea is to do DSP tries it with things that have been around and how they taste. That's the same idea, Phil. But again, Phil's a scumbag alien. He doesn't understand. And you can tell how ungrateful he is. Mr. Ludacris here. DSP gets $10 super chat, shouts it out in the most ungrateful, low support voice, then says, "That's our biggest super chat of the night, by the way. Good lord." Imagine giving him $10 and he goes, "Wow, that's the biggest super chat? Wow. Guys, come on, give me more." $600 a day for doing it in the audience totally makes sense. Yeah, remember guys, he's the mature adult with a business degree. And if you thought DSP couldn't be any more delusional, remember, he said he has been working out for 3 weeks. The cat, Jasper son, gored him in the chest, so he can't work out at all. But now he's going to tell you, he has a washboard ab situation. He lost all the fat, and he has definition. And when he says this, Phil, what you're describing is not definition. You've lost so much weight, you can see your ribs. That is not abs. Your ribs are not abs, Phil.
Right here, my abs, that's probably the most improved. I used to have a fat gut, and now it's gone, and I actually have like a washboard ab situation going. I do still have a little bit of the ring around that I need to get off, burn off some more of the fat there. But I'm actually got definition right here, like on the sides here. It's pretty crazy. Right.
Yeah, Phil, that's just you losing Ozempic weight, and you're so skinny that you're showing your ribs. That is not abs, Phil. His card addiction broke something. He feels on top of the world because all the support, but at the same time, it's humbled by how much more he has to beg. Lights out. Not this again, of course. And we have Broside Phil here, where he has quote from DSP. We hit 1 milestone. But remember, guys, it's not a goal. It's a milestone. We hit 1 milestone. That's not well supported. Keep in mind, too, he considers a milestone, the first one, at $100. So he's now saying $100 on a stream is not well supported. Remember when this guy wanted $50? Remember that, dudes? Now he's saying $100. That's not going to cut it. Give me more money. Dude is playing games, full on C note, $100, has the balls to whine about it. It's like he's an infant. Oh yeah. He is mentally 9 years old and will never, ever get it that he's the problem. Aliens still confused by human anatomy despite over 40 years of research. That is true. And if you want to know how parasocial the relationship is with Phil, as you saw in the past few months, his mods, his fans, his longtime dents are just leaving. They don't want to be around him. He's boring. He's not playing games anymore. They're turned off by all these pack rips except for the anonymous furries. And now he's going to complain that Dunsfelter left him without saying a word. He didn't even say goodbye to him, dude. Remember, guys, he doesn't care what they do on their off time. He doesn't go into parasocial relationship, but he's also going to say this as well.
Why don't we have moderators in the Kick Chat? Because no one in their right mind wants to moderate Kick Chat, being honest. So we had moderators, and then one of them left without even saying goodbye, just basically left and never came back. They were the best moderator, Dunsfelter. And then there was a couple other moderators. They disappeared. Don't even know what happened to them. And then we tried to get new moderators, and they just basically trolled and did stupid shit, so they got demodded. I do have moderators at Kick Chat, but it's my regular moderators from YouTube as well, but they barely go to Kick. You know, Kick, to be honest, is just kind of a toxic place. So in general, a lot of people don't want to be there and don't want to moderate. Why don't we?
Well, Phil, the whole thing is too, especially in the universe, in Kick, YouTube, whatever you want to call it, it's what you attract to your channels. Like, for example, the people in my Kick Chat, they're awesome. You know, they're positive, they're engaging. They're people that come on here and they laugh at your dumb ass. They're not over here spouting all this toxic, negative energy. They're all here having a fun. That's why people like the Raw Phil. They can go to a space where they can make fun of you, they can laugh at you, and they can joke together. If you look at YouTube, look at all the people that are having a fun time. Look at all the people that are positive here. Look at all the people that are joking around and having a good time. Phil, you are Snort Korea's dictator. You are the one that makes them like this. You are the one that drives people away. Like, put one in the chat if you're having fun right now. Phil never understand. It's him driving people away. It's not the trolls. It's not the games. Phil, it's you. Look at that. We already have a one in the chat from Sludge. We have another one in the chat from Lights Out. We have another one from Shattered. There we go. Look at that. Look at those people. That's more people. Oh, there's another one. Chris. We have Payton. Another one. See, look at that. People are having fun here as opposed to your stream, Phil. Look at that. It's still coming. Eva. Neon Glow Man's having fun. And then this is funny. So Justin Wong offered to collab with DSP and said that he would teach DSP how to play Marvel Tokon. And this is the opportunity DSP's been waiting for a very long time. He wanted Justin Wong. He wanted some from the FGC. And what happens? DSP says he could collab with Justin Wong, but he doesn't do fighting game content. I believe he's talking about Justin Wong, even though he does. He teaches people how to play it. And isn't involved in the FGC. DSP isn't. So he hasn't. Phil, you are given opportunity after opportunity after opportunity, and you still fuck it up every single time. It's amazing. I've never seen anyone that does everything ass backwards, but still gets what he calls success. Phil, you better hope that something big happens, because throughout the DSP history, there's always been something that saves Phil. Like, if you look at up to 2016, his channel was dying. His fans were going away, the dents were going away, and then he jerked off on stream. And all of a sudden, he had the attention back, and he had people trolling him. If you look at the vest streak, that saved his job, his career. If you look at the bubbles, if you look at the hats and vest, if you look at Asmongold, Kino Casino, you have all these points in times where he should have died off. But he didn't, because something saved him. But what happens, Phil? What happens when there's nothing to save you? What happens when you circle the drain? What happens when your content goes even further and further? What happens when OIC goes away or dies? What happens when Timbo gets locked away in an insane asylum or goes for a fourth bankruptcy? What happens when Canadian Kirk never comes back? What happens if all the degenerates find an even bigger piece of shit and they flock to him? What happens then when you're all alone and the money's gone, the attention's gone, your wife is out fucking black eyes all over the place? What happens when your cat son doesn't like you and starts gorging you all over the time? What happens, Phil, when it all goes away and you're in your little room there with no viewers, RGB lights playing all over the place, and you're begging for money? What happens when that happens, Phil? The end will come eventually. The end comes for all of us. But the problem is, you are never prepared. You're always looking at the now. You're never looking at the future. And you think, because I'm doing well today, that means tomorrow I'm going to be doing okay. But eventually, Phil, eventually, the end comes for us all. Phil had Raw Phil banned, but he had nothing to do with Phil's chat breaking at all. Funny thing is, Bucketeer still isn't banned. 100% believe that Phil set it up. So this is what I believe happened. Because I've been thinking about this, and you're right. You are right. Bucketeer is not banned. Raw Phil was. So I'm 100% positive when DSP sent the message to YouTube, I'm willing to bet he said Raw Phil was behind it, not Bucketeer. I'm willing to bet he said Raw Phil is the one who made his chat breakdown, is trying to blackmail him, tried to exploit him. And I believe that is why he got banned. Because DSP saw an opportunity. And he's like, well, I could take down Bucketeer, but how is that going to benefit me? If I take down Raw Phil, then all his viewers will be my viewers, and they'll give me money. It didn't work out that way, but I believe he went to YouTube and said, Raw Phil is the one that did this. Get rid of him. We all want a safe place to hate Phil, that is true. I don't think there's much of a chance of them finding a bigger piece of shit. You never know. Those TikTok beggars are something. He has no retirement plan, by the way. No, what are you talking about, dude? He has Pokemon cards. They're definitely gonna fund his retirement, dude. Do you mean Horden? That is true. Oh, and then someone's gonna call him out because DSP always calls detractors autistic, putting them down as no-life social losers, and someone's gonna call him out for using autistic as a negative reinforcement, and he's going to say, oh, it's not a negative statement, it's a factual statement. I never, ever, ever used it as an insult, dude.
I have literally never used the term autistic as an insult. Someone just tipped $2, says don't use the term autistic as an insult. I've literally never done that. I've used it as a factual description. If you find it insulting, that says more about you than me. I'm using it as a factual description of how people behave. And if you don't understand that, that's on you. That's not on the person using the term. I'm not insulting anyone and using it as an insulting term whatsoever. So, tough shit. I will use words as they're supposed to be used, and you will handle it like an adult.
I'm not familiar with the TikTokers. I guess that's very fortunate. So think of this. This is actually the generation that DSP inspired, is the TikTok beggars. So think about the pre-stream where over and over he kept saying, come on guys, why don't you give me money? Let's go, give me money. That's the entire stream for the TikTok beggars. They'll do like 2 to 5 hours of begging like that. And what they'll do is, because on TikTok, they don't have like donations or bits or super chats. They have items, so it'll be like a rose or a heart or ice cream cone. So you'll see them go, come on guys, let's get some more roses. Come on guys, let's get some more cupcakes or ice cream cones or whatever. And it's so crazy. Let's face it, we hate Phil because the way he treats his audience like complete and utter shit, using others as a mental emotional springboard to act victim to get money from. That is right. Is it better to tag you here or not? What do you think about Persona? Do you have a favorite game in the series? And knowing Lord Diaz, do you see him playing the full game eventually? I don't know if he's going to play a full game. That's for him to decide. I've never played them, so I can't say whether I like or hate them because, like I said, I never played them. So yeah, that's my answer. And then this is a weird alien comment from Phil. The camera is doing a good job at reading the text. And as Potion points out, Phil, the camera isn't reading anything, but that's a scumbag alien. Oh, we got Fever in here with all the ones. He's enjoying himself. And then let's talk about Marvel Tokon. So this was one of the worst things ever. So he played it 95% of the time offline. So he went to story mode, playing the bots, which apparently he was saying the bots are laggy and there's a robot netcode and how they're cheating. Remember, this is CPU. And people kept going, come on, let's play online. I want to see you do ranked play. Come on. And most people, they're like, okay, it doesn't matter if I win or lose. I just want to have fun. I want to put on a good performance for my audience. I just want them to enjoy the stream. Bill, no. I have to do the story. It's good story, dude. And what he did was he kept calling people tryhards in Marvel Tokon, but he refused to learn the game. And he said, you're an idiot, and started going off on people, crashing out when they said, please play online, dude. And they're very toxic.
And says, why do you get upset when a person disagrees with you? Do you already know they're a troll? I don't get upset every time a person disagrees with me. That's a false statement. It's a very generalized and very false statement. In fact, I welcome... Oh, Jasper, you want to go in the closet? There you go. Ready? Here you go. I welcome criticism, I welcome feedback, and I welcome differing opinions. But it's all about delivery and the way that you present it.
Now, with that clip, I want to pair that back to back with this, where he's talking about the offline. Because remember, he just said, I don't criticize people. I take criticism. I listen to stuff. Well, listen to this.
She's saying, why aren't you playing online? Right? Pork Bun Princess, this isn't me crashing out. This is me calling you a bitch because you're a fucking bitch. You are a bitch. You're a worthless human. You're a toxic individual who adds nothing to human existence. If you didn't exist, no one would care. That's what I'm telling you. That's not me crashing out. That's me calling you a fucking bitch. How do you like it?
And that was in response to her saying, oh, play online. So in one clip, he says, oh, you know, I take criticism. I don't let anyone get under my skin. You know, I don't care if people have a different opinion. But there you go, Phil. There you go. Yeah, Phil is a pro at separating people's money. Yeah, because he's the retard wrangler. He's the Pied Piper of retards. He literally blocks anyone that disagrees with him. That is true. Dents are easy game, though. Nothing to be proud of. But he did trick the Asmon Dents for a while. Well, they didn't know anything about Phil, though. When Asmon Gold tells them, go to Phil, give him money, they're going to do it. But then when they realize, wait, this guy's a fucking idiot, they're going to stop doing it. Eat it. Yeah, wow, dude. Shiver me timbers. Now, this is very interesting. Now, guys, I want you to look at this very, very closely. So apparently Kick has now a section where you can report people. And let's look at some of the stuff here. Sexually explicit content, child endangerment, hate speech, violence, terrorism, self-harm, get fucked PWR, false sensationalization, doxing, fraud and deception. Fraud and deception. Imagine, you know, begging and guilt tripping and tricking people and give you money. Also, serious unlawful conduct, intellectual property violation. So I'm assuming that's what DSP went to Kick about with Raw Phil to get him shut down. Bullying and harassment. So when he goes, give me fucking money right now. I'm not going to be nice to you unless you give me money. That's bullying and harassment. Misleading or abusive tags. And look at this one down here. Look at this one right here. KPP, abuse and farming. You know, like kickbots and just trying to get extra money when you're not supposed to, or when he streams to multiple platforms, he has to check a box that says he's multi-streaming, which he doesn't do. So that'd be interesting. You know, I'm not saying to do it, but that'd be interesting if people start doing that. This slow, I would suggest the idea of watching him play Persona 3 realize your first experience exposure of Persona. I think it'd be very nice and cool to see in chat sometime. Maybe. We'll see. The slug's been around so long and survived every blow. He just gathered up such knowledge on Beg and developed a hard skin in the process. We're gonna need to call on our every resource. Wasn't that wrist cutting thing from PWR proven to be fake? Oh, we're not talking about the wrist thing. So the wrist thing was on Twitter. So this is one that people keep forgetting. So there was a stream, and I think it's because of me and Lord Diaz, where he started doing coke on stream, and then he was watching wrestling. So he took a dull knife and started cutting his forehead, and you could see like the blood dripping down. So his face was covered in blood. Then he got naked on stream showing his ass, and I think he got banned for like 3 days. Yeah, so this is after the wrist cut. He did it live on stream where he just took that knife and just sliced his forehead. And the reason he did that, because in the wrestling match that he was watching with Shawn Michaels was bleeding, so he's like, I gotta live through this, and he started cutting it. Yeah. And then he put a bunch of coke on his desk, cocaine I should say, and he started sniffing it live on air and then yelling about the Kino Casino being losers and degenerates and stuff like that. I wonder why they don't want to work with you, PWR. I wonder why. Unless you're not that interested in Persona, I don't know if it's a game series that you would find interesting or not. But I just had an idea since you said you're both pretty tight. Maybe we'll see. Maybe you'll check it out. And then this is so sad. So Jade, the most innocent person in DSP's chat, 62 months. I believe at $20 a month as well. $20 a month, 62 months. That is so sad. And he puts, hey, not see me, Ak and Tan, but see me in Tok K. Damn. Like, that's your audience right there, Phil. God damn, he has a wildcard. Might have to look for that stream later. I'm pretty sure if you go to my channel, there's a playlist with PWR. I think I covered that stream too, so it should be in there. Jade's mom is to blame. She could stop it, but she doesn't monitor what her vulnerable son is watching. That is true. There was one time, so Jade's mom used to be on Twitter, and she went on Twitter defending Phil, defending Jade, saying how the detractors are toxic, they're making fun of Jade and this and that. And then someone suggested that Jade find another content creator that's going to treat him better, like Maximilian. And she kept going off and off on detractors. Eventually, she deleted her account. And here is DSP again, breaking TOS, saying that if you don't like that he's playing offline against CPU, and he's playing story mode in Marvel Tokon, he's going to publicly humiliate and ban you. And remember, guys, Kick is supposed to be the Wild West. You can go there. You can razz him. You can make fun of him. You can say whatever you want because he makes money off of you. But he's now saying, if you're negative, if you're toxic, ban. Gone. Forever.
You're worthless. No one cares. If you're going to sit here and complain constantly that I'm playing the game offline, move on. If I see you complain, you're banned. If you come back, you're banned again. And on top of that, I'm going to publicly ridicule you in my content and streams to show what a loser you are. You sat here on Thursday and you ruined my night stream being toxic dirtbags. I'm going to publicly humiliate you every time you open your mouth on my streams. Okay? There you have it.
I'm just saying, under the report function, that would probably be fallen under bullying or harassment. But again, I'm not saying to do it, but that would fall under it. Even Jade is bored of Phil most of the time, yeah. He's always like, I go now. I buy. I know enjoy this. And man, oh man, this is crazy. So Nerd Brew pointed this out. So the picture on the left is Phil from 1 year ago. The picture on the right is Phil from 2026. So look how much Ozempic has actually changed him. He looks like he aged like 20 years. So we have Phil being a middle-aged dirtbag here. And then on the right, we have Grandpa Phil here. What's going on? Where am I? I'm confused. Did I get the Pokemon, dude? Did I catch him, dude? What a absolute disgusting human being. Now, this is absolutely hilarious. So Phil is so tough after all the Ozempic. He thinks he's a big buff dude like Johnny Cage or the actor that plays He-Man. He thinks he's one of the buffest people on internet. And now he's gotten so delusional. He thinks he can fight Boogie, Wings, RTU, and Keemstar in a fight. And even saying that Keemstar can't catch him because he's a little guy. And as Catburgers points out, this is the same guy who cried like a bitch, pleading with Jaha not to hurt him when confronted over his shit talking. Yeah, remember guys, please don't hurt me. I'm an alcoholic, dude.
Who would you go for first if you, Keem, Boogie, and RTU were in a Hell in a Cell match? I misread it 4 times because he typed very oddly. Okay? Well, here's the thing. None of them are a threat. Literally none of those men are a threat to me. None of them. 2 of them are grossly overweight and would never be able to do anything. And Keemstar's a little guy. He can't hurt me either. So, the question is, who would take the most effort to take down first? And then you work, I guess, on the smaller guys. I would probably like Boogie, just take his leg out immediately. And he can't even get up. He's done. Plus, let's be honest, Boogie's not a fighter anyway. Like, you know, look at his fight with Wings. It wasn't even a fight. So probably just run right up to Boogie and sweep the leg, and he's done. He can't even fight. Now you got RTU and Keemstar, and they're probably getting into like a slap fight or something while you're taking out Boogie, right? So
okay, let's realistically break this down if there was a fight. And guys, in the chat, you let me know who you think would win. Okay, first up we have DSP versus Boogie. Boogie is a little bitch. He couldn't even get one punch out on Wings of Redemption, so I think DSP can actually take Boogie, because I think Boogie will just try to be like, oh, please don't hit me, please don't hit me. So I'll give DSP that one. Next, we get to Wings of Redemption. Wings would destroy him. Listen, I don't like any of these guys, but Wings of Redemption, if he's focused, you saw it in the boxing match, he can be vicious. So Wings of Redemption would beat DSP's ass down. We get to RTU. RTU would probably try to suck his DSP's dick right in the middle of the ring. He'd be like, oh, I don't want to fight you. Just let me suck your dick, dude. So that would be a draw. And then you get the Keemstar. I think Keemstar would be so much faster than him. He would dance around him. And I think Keemstar would beat DSP. It would be a draw with Boogie. That's possible. Wings would go over and start slapping Phil, and Phil would fall to his knees, cry, and say he's an alcoholic. Oh, that is true. This was hilarious. Any one of those men could destroy Phil. Phil would avoid him. Yeah. Wings is a buffalo, no chance. Yes, but Phil did the same thing when confronted by Jaha. Wings would stomp the roach. Yeah, I think out of all those people, he'd had the most problem with Wings of Redemption. And then we have, I'm not reading all this. So basically, songs in the key of CWC, made songs for DSP back in the day when he was with Kino Casino. And then he's made other songs for Kino Casino. And DSP's going to say that he's the reason they use his songs, because they were avoiding Keys. But now Keys is trolling DSP in the chat. And of course, you know what that means. You say anything negative about DSP, ban, ban, ban. Gone. Forever.
songs in the key of CWC. Do you remember when I was working with Kino Casino and you sent me all those emails begging for me to listen to your crappy music remixes and to tell the guys at Kino Casino about them because you kept sending them to them and they were ignoring you for endless amounts of time? Remember that? Because you keep saying insulting things in my chat, but maybe I should read some of those emails to everyone. Would you like me to do that? When you were pathetic and groveling for my attention, trying to get into Dorwakino Casino? Since you want to sit here and say dumb shit in my chat? Who the fuck are you? Shut the fuck up, bitch. In fact, here, eat a fucking dick and never come back. Go make more shitty remixes that the guys will ignore. Fuck off. Stupid bitch. And that's for truth. That's the truth. That guy he basically kept making remixes and sending them to the casino, and the casino would pay no attention to him whatsoever. They thought he was like a joke. And then he kept sending them to me saying, hey, well, they don't pay attention to me. Can you tell them that this is good? Can you help me out? No, I never did that either. So now I guess maybe one or two of his remixes got attention because it was about me. So they actually like watched them or whatever. But, you know, that was all because of the fact that they were looking for content about me when they were trying to felt me. That's the only reason he ever got any attention. The guys never liked his shit to begin with.
Look at him just staring at chat.
No.
And look at his face like he's like, oh, you motherfucker. How dare you say that to me?
And the truth is, he's been in my chat for months. I don't care, but he keeps spamming the chat today, so fuck him.
But remember, guys, it's supposed to be the Wild West. Anyone can say anything, dude. More than likely, really happened is DSP never gave them and the emails told about the... That is probably true. This from him is vile. Or this from him is disgusting. Smells and sounds like blackmail. Yeah, I guess this would be under harassment and threaten to dox people. Complete bastard, once again showing how two-faced and vile he is. He's so comfortably calling people bitch lately. Yeah, as long as it's not face-to-face, he'll call anyone bitch. We need to start going to YouTube's payment processor. Ask them, do they like the way this man talks to people? They pay him with their payment processors, kind of like what that group did. Well, the whole thing, too, is a lot of platforms, whether it be PayPal, YouTube, Kick, if they get so many reports about someone, they will put them on a list where future reports will be disregarded because it takes too much time to look into every single one of them. So he's probably on what's called like a whitelist, where if a report comes in about him, unless it's like something major, they'll just ignore it. He knows stuff about young YouTube, and this gives him the apparent immunity to rules in TOS. It's possible. And guys, don't forget, if you're liking the stream so far, you could also like the stream, share the stream, also follow the channel too. If you're on Kick, you can also follow the channel on there for future streams, and also on Twitch, you could also follow on there. So next up, so we also had someone from the FGC, I believe this is Mike Hollow, and he's talking about how he tried to do a collab with DSP, and this tells you about how DSP is so far up his ass as an alien scumbag, where he was trying to contact him. They had a back and forth conversation, but DSP kept putting more and more restrictions on what he can and cannot say or do, to the point where he got tired of it, and then DSP stopped responding. This is why no one wants to work with you, Phil. You're a prima donna. You have an ego the size of a house. Yet, you'll never get it. It's not the trolls, it's not the games, it's you, Phil.
Things first, before I react to this, I do need to say, you guys have asked me since my last DSP video, can you get him on the podcast? And I actually reached out to him. I spoke to DSP, we had a conversation. I think I've mentioned this before, but just in case anyone doesn't know, we had quite a lengthy conversation over a couple of days. It seemed like we were reaching an agreement. He had a lot of different things that he required before I brought him on stream. It got to the point where I kind of got tired of all the requirements. I was just looking to have a conversation, no rules, no need to like put any sort of bars on the conversation. But anyway, I think I might have said something that put him off because he stopped responding. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't gone back and read it. But anyway, for those of you that keep on asking me, I did try to get him on the podcast, but I do think that in order for me to get him on the podcast, I'd have to fill out a checklist of things that I'm willing to do. And to be honest with you, I like having free flow conversations with people. I don't really think that would be worth my time or your time. Things first.
Now, it's very funny that he was having back and forth conversations about working with a person from the FGC when he keeps calling the FGC shills and the people that are ruining fighting games and the whole community. But as soon as the opportunity comes up, oh yeah, I'll work together. Let's talk about this. It tells you what a hypocrite he is. Because anytime he can't do something, it's bad. Oh my God, this is horrible. No one should ever do this. As soon as he gets the opportunity to do the same thing, all of a sudden, oh, this is great. This is awesome. I can't wait to do this. It's because he is so jealous of people who can do stuff that he's not able to do. He has a God complex. That is true. Literally everyone. I think Eva is so obsessed with Persona 3 because of how many times the characters self-delete. It's an extremely weird thing to try and force streamers / viewers to watch / play. He seems to get a... Then it cuts off. Kick out of the reactions of it. I have no idea about any Persona 3 stuff, so I'll take your word on that. Same with the drama, he's so full of shit. The side scrollers one definitely scarred him for life, that is true. Now guys, are you ready for this? So remember we were talking about the guy that kept throwing 1-cent kicks. So this is Cantaloupe. So apparently you can look up people's ban history. So if you see on here, he got banned multiple times. So there's Spoons by DSPGAMING Rio. So he got banned on that one. 7/18/2026. I guess he came back. Then there's this one right here, Cosmic Cam, 3 times on 8/5, 8/5, and 8/8. So apparently permanent unban, and then a timeout. So you're wondering, does anyone know who this streamer is? ICS? Yeah, probably. So not only, this is not Timbo, but Timbo had an addiction during his first bankruptcy of spending money on DSP and kitty streamers. So we're going to believe that Kaz's the only person on earth that likes him. I don't even think she likes him. But just like Timbo, Cantaloupe loves kitty streamers. So this is the person he was spending money on and got banned from. Why? Why would you even... Why? Under the same account to Cosmic Cam. And then Sent Kicks, DSPGAMING Real, 43,144. Cosmic Cam, so that's the titty streamer, 3,464. We have Eddie, 2,673. That's the owner of Kick, I believe. And then he has a couple other ones, Action Man. But this is what he spends his money on. This right here. What a sick bastard. Now, this is very, very telling from DSP, where he's going to tell people, oh, you shouldn't give money if you talk to someone on Discord once or twice. And this sounds exactly like his whale Discord when he goes on there and he's begging for money. Come on, guys, I have a slow stream. Please support me. Come on, dude. But he's not saying about himself. He's saying about his audience members.
And if you're doing the right things, then you're going to be fine. But I do feel that sadly, there's some people that take it too far or they trust too much and then they start doing crazy stuff. Like, I can't stop you, but absolutely positively under no circumstance, just because you talked with someone on a Discord or you had a few private conversations, should you start sending people money or buying them things. That's fucking crazy because people will lie about shit just to get your money. Like, it's pretty easy to figure out if people's faking it, you know?
Wow, that sounds just like you and ICS and all the other dolphins and whales. It's funny how much Phil has in common with titty streamers. He definitely wishes he was a woman. Well, he's got the titties for it. Better girl than DSP, at least the person is sending DSP pennies. Yeah. He wants that money for his moobs only, yeah. Well, remember when Strangely Lex stole Iron Chef Sakai that like 2 weeks, and he's like, what's going on, you fucking slut? You're over there squandering for money, even though Phil tried to do it as well. And he's like, when ICS goes back in the chat, he's like, what's going on, ICS? You want to tell us about your weekend? What you're up to? What's going on, ICS? Why are you giving money to them? That's my money. You should be giving it to me, dude. Didn't Phil have a Throne account since 2025? Yes, he does. He has a Throne account, but there's a catch to it. The Throne account is only for Jasper stuff. So treats and food and like aquariums and like toys and stuff. It's only for Jasper. And I think Darziak and some other people donated Jasper treats or something like that. Yeah, he wants that money, dude. He really, really does. And now we get to Gears of War. Remember, guys, I just want to point this out before we watch these clips. This is a beta. This is not the full game release. This is a beta. And DSP is going to complain. There's bugs. It's lagging. It's not finished. It's not polished. And Phil, well, let's take a look at his first match. And let's see how well this went.
Someone is level 50. Someone is
Good job there, King. That was a great start to the game. Didn't even point at them. When that happened, that was the first time I ever heard of a streamer getting jealous over a donator given to another streamer. Yeah, because Phil believes anyone that gives money to him should only give money to him. And this is why, well, one of the reasons we say that DSP Gaming is a cult. Because he has these rules in place, just like a cult, where in a cult, you can't speak to outsiders. You can't talk to the police. You can't talk to humans. You have to only talk to people in this cult. And you have to give money to the leader, which is Snort Burnell there. He has to have the money. You can't give it to anyone else. And that's why he always says, we have to hit the goal. We have to play this game. We have to open up these packs. Because it's cult talk. Get wrecked. Not enough yellow paint gets 0 to 10 from Philip. And that's 1 out of 100 deaths, yeah. So we're not done yet. So not only is he sucking in the game, on day 1, he only has $4 in support. Not even enough for DoorDash. $4. And you know what happens when he only gets $4 and not $150? That is right, guys. What's going on? Time to get toxic.
Okay, so guys, it is time for the break of the stream. After this, I'll be back and we'll have another break, but this will be about 10 minutes. I'll play you guys some highlight clips. Now, in the meantime, please support the stream. As you can see, since I started playing the game, here we go again. Seriously, since we started playing the game, $4. $4 of support. Okay? So, if you like this, if you want to see more of it, if you want more multiplayer, you want me to try more multiplayer games, because like I said, if this stream did well, I was going to play it again on Sunday, please support the stream. When I come back, let's get some support for Gears of War, okay? All right. I'll be right back. In the meantime, let's do some highlight clips, and I'll see you guys in like 10 minutes. All right, we're going to see if this...
It's always funny because remember after the Asmongold interview, he's like, I don't need goals anymore. I can play whatever I want. I'm successful. And now there'd be days where he gets anonymous, $500, $400, which would be good for like, what, 3 or 4 days? But as soon as he has low support on the night stream, guys, if you don't give me money, I'm not playing this, which is crazy. He's a streamer. His job is to play games, but he won't play games unless you give him money. So you're refusing to do your job unless you get paid. And he thinks this is like a 9-to-5 job. You clock in, you get an hourly pay, and you're guaranteed certain things. You clock out at a certain time. It doesn't work like that, Phil. If you want to be a streamer, especially if there's day 1 releases, you have to do that at day 1. You have to do it when it comes out. You have to sacrifice certain things in your life to make this work as a streamer. But you're not willing to do that. You put in the laziest, most low effort I've ever seen from any streamer. Not only that, it's parasocial talk. That is true. I hope I didn't come across being hostile or anything. I'm just trying to clarify that I'm not wanting to see him play solely. Okay. As you can see, yeah. Thought he was going to get in 2,000 a stream in. Yeah. After that stream last week, he's like, guys, why are you not giving me 2,000 this week? Yeah, he's got a wife, dude, that he barely pays attention to. And that's another thing, too. So He'll say, I have no time to spend with my wife. And then he'll talk about his day off and be like, oh, this is what I did on my day off. I watched my wife play a game while I sat on the couch. It's like, Phil, that's not really spending time, especially when you're not talking to each other. And he's on his phone, on his mobile games. That's not spending time together. That's just two people in the same room at the same time. And it's also funny when he says, oh, I have no time to play games offline. But you'll watch your wife play, what was it, Power Wash Simulator 2 for 8 hours straight. Okay there, Phil. Okay. However, he's still getting low support, and he's still getting railed over and over like a dirty whore in this game. And Phil, he rage quits it. That's right. He's going to wage quit and rage quit a beta and then claim that the game is broken, and how dare they release this game in this state. He's not realizing this is a beta, so this is to test things out, see if there's bugs, see if there's graphical stuff, so they can fix it before the game releases. You would think almost 20 years, he would know about this and go, okay, hopefully they fix this. No, no, no. And he has some very, very, very choice words for the developers, telling them to go fuck themselves.
They always have the better guns. They have the shotgun. I don't even know where the shotgun is on the map. Take a look at the deaths. One killed with the sniper, the lancer, and one killed with the nasher. So they just keep running to the better weapons and dominating us because they know where they are. We don't even know what we're doing. It's our first match. So the matchmaking already failed miserably and put us in with people who've been playing nonstop. Complete waste of time. Killed from the side. Okay. So let's see if I can get into a match without people who are level 50, level 20, who've been playing the beta nonstop and know all the weapons and maps. Let's see if I can actually play against people who are my level just starting off on the beta release day, since that's a complete waste of my time. Literally, first match, it was a waste of my time because the matchmaking sucked. That's pretty impressive, huh? Pretty impressively bad matchmaking. Okay.
And look at this. Dark Side Phil at the bottom of the team list. And this happened over and over and over. He had 1 kill and 13 deaths. Look at that. That is so sad. I've never seen a KD 0.08 before. Remember, guys, he's a professional. He can pick up a controller of any game and play it on professional level. And look at that face right there. He's like, oh, damn, I think I shit my diaper. So not only did he rage quit that time, he's now going to rage quit yet again. And guys, you're never going to believe this. He tells people, well, the developers, go fuck yourself. How dare you make a bad game like this? Man, oh man, DSP never changes.
I'm done. It showed the chainsaw cutting into him. It reversed the chainsaw and showed him shooting me. It literally reversed the fucking chainsaw that was already cutting into him. I'm done. The game is fucking terrible. Are you fucking kidding me? You reversed my chainsaw execution. I've never seen that happen before in a Gears game. Have you ever seen a chainsaw kill someone and then reverse time? I'm done. Fuck this game. What is wrong with modern game development? Can someone answer this question for me? Why don't we have any competent game developers anymore? In what fucking universe would you tell me that's competitive gameplay? That you fucking reversed my chainsaw execution. Fuck you, Coalition. Send this to them. Clip this. Hey, Coalition. Fuck you. You're a bunch of fucking hacks. You don't deserve a paycheck. Did you see how bad your fucking game is? That's insanity.
Remember, keep in mind, this is a beta. It's not the full release. It's a beta. to make sure the bugs are out, the graphical stuff is out. But Phil will never understand this.
Wow. Fuck this game. I can't believe that. I literally can't fucking believe what I just saw. My mind is blown. This is modern gaming. All right, but it's just a beta, right? It's just a beta. We just had a beta of Tokon. 2 weeks later, the game released exactly the same. They patched it. It's still the same. So just like, what's his name just said, I have no confidence whatsoever that this game will be better when it comes out in October. They do have time, okay? But I really have no confidence at all that they will make this game better. This game is going to come out exactly the same. You've got to be joking me. So in the beta, here's what we've learned. Number one, the shotgun is insanely overpowered. All the other weapons are completely worthless besides the power weapons, right? Which, of course, are limited. Number two, the actual matchmaking is atrocious. You'll constantly be matched with people that are level 50 tryhards if you're level 1 just trying to learn the game. Number three, the matchmaking doesn't work properly. It drops, it freezes, it has problems. If someone quits out of a ranked match, you literally lose for free. How is that your fault? Why are you getting penalized because someone quit? The game's terrible. That's incredible.
Also, I love when he says, oh, I quit the game and got penalized. Phil, that's been in every single game for a very long time. You look at Call of Duty, you look at Battlefield, you look at Medal of Honor, you look at Halo, you look at Gears of War. Of course, they're going to penalize you when you quit a game, especially when you rage quit a game as well. Also, the chainsaw had not yet cut into the enemy. Until it does, you can stagger kick people off the animation. Well, Phil doesn't understand that. I think Phil likes to confuse beta for demo, yeah. This crying from the same retard that said GameCube games played on the Wii have input delay. They don't, by the way, since it's built in GameCube, it's not native. Oh, sorry, it is native, not emulated. Yeah, like all the people are penalized when he quit, yeah. And then he put this out on YouTube. The Gears of War E-Day beta is legitimately awful. Lucky to get a match working, as several will get stuck loaded. Ranked matches, noobs with sweats, so that's his new word for tryhards, who are maxed level 50, game lags and rollback kills. Oh my god, the rollback netcode. And executions. Nasher is crazy OP, Horde is fine, but multiplayer is horrendous joke. And he's now saying sweats instead of tryhards, and it's funny because he say, oh, these people, they learned the game and they got better at it. That makes them sweats. The very first thing Phil does when he gets through a game is he tries to learn the game, tries to get good at it, and then goes online in ranked. No matter what game it is, whether it be Gears of War, it's Street Fighter, or Tekken, or whatever, he always does that. So by your logic, Phil, wouldn't that mean that you're a sweat or a tryhard? Of course it does, because you're a little bitch, Phil.
I think the volume should be good. If it's too loud, please let me know. I'll adjust it.
Reload this. So, unfortunately, Gears of War was not the only game that was low supported. Remember last week and the week before when Final Fantasy, when OIC just wailed out like crazy? Well, it looks like he's not wailing out for Final Fantasy anymore, as we have low support in Final Fantasy. And he's telling people, what's going on? Where is everyone? You guys wanted this. You guys supported this so well before in the past. And that's what Phil is all about. Once you give him $200, $300, $400, $500 in one single stream, he expects it every single stream going forward. But the problem is, Phil, most of your people are on disability, and OIC is not around 24/7.
I think the volume should be good. If it's too loud, please let me know. I'll adjust it, okay? But guys, I mean it. Like, guys know I love this game. All seriousness now. You guys know I love this game. We've been playing a lot. We're already like 12 parts into the playthrough. You know how much I love it. I want to do a full playthrough, including all of the side content and all of that stuff, right? So please, support the stream tonight. in any way. Let's hit milestones. Let's support Final Fantasy. We're going to play it again tomorrow, but we need support for the game. If the game slows down and doesn't get support, I can't play it as much as I'm playing it, and that would really suck. Then I don't even know how we're going to finish it by September, right? So please, let's get support for the game tonight. All right, here we go. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Final Fantasy VI Pixel.
Now, the thing that gets me all the time is when he says, I like this game, so you have to support it. No, Phil, you're supposed to play games that your audience likes, not that you like. They are not your parents. They are not your family that has to support you. And this is a thing I said in the past, is that DSP has never overcome anything. He's been handheld his entire life. His parents, his mom taking him on dates, combing his hair till he was 17. You got John Rambo driving around tournaments. You've got Chat hand-holding him. He's never had to think anything on his own. And that's the problem, is he has no imagination. And you would think someone that was born in 83, someone that was before the internet, would have some sort of imagination, some sort of exploration that he wants to go on. But no, he just wants, tell me what to do, give me money, end game. I noticed all the times he got stuck loading when searching for matches was almost always after quitting matches, ignoring the pop-up saying he'll be penalized for it. Of course. He never reads anything that's on screen, then complains the game never told him. He loves the game, but unless you give him lots of money, he will quit. That's how it totally works when people love things. Parasite. Why do live streamers get the berated and not the on-demand viewers? Oh, he's done that in the past. The only time it happens is when it's been like 3 or 4 streams in a row. There was one time where he said, hello everyone watching on demand. Just let you know, if you're seeing that I have low support, you can blame the live streamers. And also, you better leave a super thanks. You better leave a comment. You better leave a chat. Leave me a tip. And it was weird because he was berating people in the future that haven't watched the videos yet. For reference, isn't this like the 3rd time he's played this fucking game? I have no idea. Isn't this like the 3rd time playing it? I know he's played a lot of Final Fantasy games. I don't know if he's played this one 3 times. I'll be dropping out now. Hope everyone enjoys the rest of the stream. Yeah, see ya, cowboy. So, Phil, you still don't understand. This is your job to entertain people. And the whole thing, too, is, Phil, you're an asshole. You've always been an asshole. Now you want people to pay you for being an asshole. Oh, Phil, you douchebag.
If you're enjoying yourself.
And guys, you'll never believe it, but that didn't work. That little speech did not work. And if you think about it too, the reason he has played Final Fantasy VI so many times this week and last week is because it got whaled out. He made like $400 or $500 in one single stream, changed the schedule, which he says, I can never change the schedule unless money's involved. He oversaturates it, so it puts like 3 or 4 times a week. All of a sudden, the money starts lower, and he's like, what's going on? You guys like this? I want to play more of this. And, well, guys, he's getting really desperate. He wants that money. $150 3 times a week.
If you're enjoying yourself, please support the stream, okay? So far tonight, we've got just under $50 of support. However, I want to keep playing Final Fantasy VI a lot. I want to play it 2 to 3 times a week. I need support for that. And we've had outstanding streams up to now of this game with big support. If tonight is slow, that sucks. That means...
Yeah, you better give him big support, dude. I like how he phrases stuff. Big support. That's a slap in the face who's anyone's giving like $5, $2 here or there. It's like, no. You start giving me $50 or $100 right now, dude.
Means that next week I probably have to reduce the amount I'm playing the game, which I don't want to do. All right? So, number one, let's get some support, whether that be subs on Kick or some kicks on Kick, of which we have 0 tonight. No subs and no kicks. Let's get some over on Kick right now. Let's get a super chat. Let's get a tip bigger than the $5 or whatever that we got. All right? Let's get more.
Imagine being that much of an asshole where you're like, oh my god, we have $5 as our top. Oh, let's get more. Remember what he used to do during the Kino Casino? When someone would give him like $5, he'd be like, let's get this asshole off the board. Give me something higher. Let's replace this guy, dude.
Momentum going for the game. Tonight, I want to unpack the rest of Yu-Gi-Oh! There's 4 Yu-Gi-Oh! Packs left. That's it. I want to finish those cards. All right? And earlier today, sadly, the Gears of War stream didn't go well because the game sucks. It does. It actually is poor performance online. I'd like to make up for that tonight because these streams usually do outstanding. Please support tonight's stream. I'm going to actually go use the restroom quickly, and then we're going to come back and start up again. A second hour of Final Fantasy. I'd like to do the pack rips tonight around 9:30 p.m. Pacific time. So if you could, please support right now. Let's get it going. I'll be right back.
I always love it when he goes, okay, guys, I'm going to go to the bathroom. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Almost telling his whale. That's the call right there. You have to support me. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Let me go to the bathroom, get on the whale Discord, and let's get some anonymous tips, dudes. He's still doing... Oh, is he still doing card packs? Oh, yeah. Not only that. So he's done so far Pokemon. He's gone Marvel Magic the Gathering, Final Fantasy, Dragon Ball, One Piece, Disney, and I think there was something else. I can't remember. Oh, yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Yu-Gi-Oh! However it's pronounced. He's still doing it. He's doing whatever's popular because he thinks he's going to get money from that. Yeah, do better than that POS that gave only $5. He's still doing his most annoying shit ever. That is true. He wants more than $150 every single day, every stream, so he can open packs of cards. Yeah, he has said he wants $250 at least every stream. Now, this week he said $300, but yeah. And then he put this out about Marvel Tokon. So I've doomed myself getting Marvel Tokon on PC. The entire FGC is banning this version of the game. But Phil, you don't care about the FGC. You said they're shills. They just keep buying it. They keep supporting it. But now they're banning it and you're complaining. This version of the game, and only playing on PS5. Remember, too, guys, this is cross-platform. So he can still play against people on PS5, which in the past he said computer people have an advantage over console people, which you would think that he would be happy about this, which means he would have an advantage over them. I can't refund it because I played more than 2 hours. I'm not buying the game twice because they botched it. We'll talk about this on Sunday podcast. Now, 2 things here. He says, I can't refund this. Now, remember the Kingdom Come Deliverance rant, where people said, oh, you're under the 2-hour limit, you can refund it. And he said, I'm not poor. I don't need a refund. I can afford things. Now he's talking about refunding things. Amazing how he's a brokey now. What a broke back little bitch. And second of all, he said, I'm not buying the game twice because they botched it. So he bought the Xbox, PlayStation, and Steam version of Street Fighter 6. He bought all the DLC 3 times. He bought the battle passes 3 times. Actually, multiple times on Steam. All the DLC. Microtransactions for costumes and music. PlayStation Plus. You got Xbox Game Pass. There's a bunch of stuff he did. You gotta pay Phil to show up, yeah. I can't wait for the day he's like, okay, guys, I'm not turning on the camera until I get $50. Exactly what he said he wouldn't do with the multiple TCG cards. Exactly. Remember, I don't want it to be the entire content, guys. It has to be a side thing. I don't want it to overtake everything. I took a small break from Phil, came back to seeing his PC fried on him. Oh yeah, that was last week. We covered that. DSP's an idiot. He doesn't realize you can play on console with mouse and keyboard. Yeah, he can just plug that right into his PS5. I can play Power on my PS5 with a mouse and keyboard. You can do it on Xbox too. Yeah. Given over $100,000 a year for begging, proceeds to refund games for booze money. Yeah. Well, he's got to get those Pokemon cards, dude. But the question is, how bad was he in Marvel Tokon? Now, keep in mind here, he is playing against the CPU, and he's complaining about how it's mash button bullshit. That is right. He is now his excuse that the CPU is button mashing. The excuses with DSP never end.
Couldn't get up to him. I'm in the middle of a combo. It drops. He gets it's the air throw again. Oh my god, mash button bullshit. All of a sudden the kicks is beating everything I do. Stupid giant corner combo. Couldn't get.
Yeah, so that was an offline NPC that he said was button mashing. Oh, he said he would never do Yu-Gi-Oh cards because he never watched the anime, he never played the game, and knows nothing about it. Yeah, I think he went to like 1 or 2 boxes of those. The only one mashing is Phil. Yeah, you could hear it on his. Oh, that's another thing he bought for Street Fighter 6 is his. He got buttons for his fight stick, then bought a new fight stick. Actually, I think he bought 2 of them. So he bought those as well. But we talked about Gears of War. We talked about Final Fantasy both being low supported. And guys, you're never gonna believe this. It's gonna be a huge shock to you guys here. Marvel Tokon was not well supported. I know, I'm shocked too. Another gameplay that is not supported. And he's now gonna audit the dents and tell them, why are you not supporting? I've only had 1 person support since I started. Now, the thing is, he got over $250 on the pre-stream, but that's not good enough. He needs another $250 during the gameplay. It's brand new, dudes.
All right, well, guys, it's time for pack rips, but during the entire time that I played Marvel Tokon, let's see. I got actually $5. We started Marvel Tokon at 226. We end over 2 hours of gameplay, and we're at 231. So literally no one supported Marvel Tokon whatsoever. 1 person, Chocoboco. That was it. A single person. Well, it doesn't bode well for this game.
Look at that little cunty face here. I just want to point this out when he goes, "Phew."
Well for this game.
A little bit back further. So watch his face.
A single person.
He looks right at the camera with that cunty face like, are you serious? You only gave me $5?
Well,
and then shakes his head. Like, how ungrateful can you be, dude?
It doesn't bode well for this game. I don't have money to do it. 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 All right.
Continues to shake his head yet again. Like, where's the money, dudes? Do I have to push some wheelchairs off the cliff? Mashing buttons, Philia. Nobody paid him to play Tokon. Only Kayla is shocked. Hassan's dog. No cash? What? What? I know, dudes. It's almost like, Phil, every single game you play is low supported.
When you take a look...
It's almost like, Phil, every game you play is low supported unless OIC wails out. And now he's going to go on another rant. Remember, he tried to work with that FGC person to do a collab, but now he's going to crash out about Marvel Tokon and say that FGC are all shills, even though they're abandoning the PC version, which he said they would never do. And yeah, this is typical Phil right here. Yeah, the look on his face is, you cunts owe me money. That is true.
When you take a look at all of these games that have been coming out, Invincible Versus, and now Marvel Tokon, these are the new wave of fighters. They run bad, they play bad. I don't know what's going on besides their cash grabs, because I think that is the case. What they've done is these companies have grabbed IPs, okay? They've decided to make games based off of them. They make them look nice. But all they're doing is manufacturing a product for sale to print money rather than the actual quality of the game they're in. And what I mean by that is, if you take a look at games like Invincible Versus and Marvel Tokon, these are easy mode games for easy mode gamers. They're flashy. They're insanely easy to play. Almost no execution needed. You don't even have to do special move motions for these games. All the special moves are push a direction and press a button, okay? You literally do combos by dialing a button. You don't have to do a sequence or timing. You just mash a button and you get an auto combo, okay? The games are based pretty much solely on mashing buttons and timing assists. That's almost the entirety of these games. And in any of these games, if you get a single hit, it pretty much always guarantees losing half of your health bar or more with little to no execution. It's not like, oh, they could take half your health bar, but man, they got to be good players who have really great timing and execution and they practice. No, the games are piss easy to play, okay? So just game mechanics wise, these new fighters are dog shit, okay? This is coming from someone who has played fighting games his entire life, who grew up playing these games in arcades. To me, it blows my mind that this is where fighting games have gone, because they have literally abandoned any semblance of skill or challenge. It's all about easy mode shit so that the commoners can play, and it waters the games down. Sorry, I know that might sound elitist. You might be like, oh, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to gatekeep fighting games? Well, yeah, because they're supposed to be competitively challenging games. That's the point. When you take that factor away...
Well, Phil, the whole point of them doing that is to appeal to anyone, so anyone can pick up the game and play it. Because if you just market it towards the FGC, you're not going to make very many sales compared to selling it to everyone. Like, look at all the people that picked up Street Fighter 6 for the first time, had fun with it, unlike you. And it's like, oh, I love this. I'm going to start getting in more fighting games. I'm going to learn the game. I'm going to have some fun with this. They want to appeal to everyone so they can make more money. That's not a hard concept, Phil. You do have a business degree. You should know this.
Now the games all play exactly the same and they are fucking boring. And I think that's what's now happened with me is I am so turned off by these new modern fighters. I get no enjoyment out of playing them. I literally get a stomach ache when I go to play these games online and someone from mid-screen, not up close, mid-screen, someone pokes me with an attack and now I lose 50% health because of it. I just don't want to play them anymore, okay? So, not only do the games play badly, but in the case of Marvel Tokon, this game is utter dog shit on PC. ArcSys has no idea how to develop games for PC. I'm going to repeat what I just said. ArcSys has no actual competency in developing games for PC. This game runs horribly on PC. It stutters, it freezes, it has memory issues. It actually auto-minimizes while you're playing and moves off of your screen. I've never seen another game do that before. It actually says, I'll just put this over here. No, I'm playing. Why did you do that? Yesterday, in the middle of me playing, it disabled my joystick. The joystick just stopped functioning during the gameplay. Huh? Have you ever seen a game do that? What is going on? You go online to find an opponent, and you wait, and you wait, and you wait, and you wait, and you wait. It's launch week. People are playing the game, stupid. Why can't I find anyone online? Because the game sucks. Then when the time you finally get a match, it lags to shit, 100 millisecond connection. Or if it's a good match, poke, oh, lose all your health bar. Huh? I got hit once, so how did I lose? Because that's the game. The game's dog shit anyway. Oh. Okay. So basically, it's this simple. All right? Not only is the gameplay elements bad, I don't like the gameplay elements of this game, the game also runs like ass. So even if I wanted to attempt to learn how to play the game, it would be like nails on a chalkboard. It would be so cringe. It would be so annoying because the game runs like shit. Keep in mind, I've played Street Fighter 6, I've played Tekken 8, I've played many other fighters on my PC. It's not my PC. It's this game. It is incredibly poorly developed by ArcSys. They don't know what they're doing.
Now, it's funny because he has the same excuses for every single game, but it's not him, dude, even though you're the common factor there. And Phil, you are a person who is the old man with his fist at the clouds just yelling, and how dare you change this, you youngins? Just face it, Phil. The fighting games have passed you on. You are no longer who you used to be. The games are not meant for you, it's meant for the current generation. But again, you want everything to be catered to you. But you are not the demographic anymore, Phil. It is the modern audience. I played fighting games throughout my childhood. Guess what, DSP? You aren't special. I was never that complicated or deep. It only takes a couple of days playing it to nail it down well. That is true. DSP, you don't have a community to even attempt to gatekeep anything? Yeah, imagine DSP gatekeeping something. Fun? Not on Phil's watch. And long-term, real gamers quickly adapt. So what does that say about Phil? Phil wants to put in the least amount of effort. That's why he loves launch week, because he can body people who have never played fighting games before. But as soon as people learn it and they become better than him, he hates it because all of a sudden they're better than him and they beat his ass down. To be clear, one of the reasons I stopped playing fighting games in the 90s is I realized there was little skill to it, really. First hit into juggle wins, it's too simple for me. And yes, I was near always on the winning side of it. I just realized how dumb it is for it to be like that, and Mortal Kombat was most guilty of it. That is true. What the fuck is he talking about? Maybe start trying to play everything on max graphics. You mean the joy? Yeah. He took his joystick apart, then blames it for not working. Fucking beta, holy crap, I wish he'd lose his voice forever. So do you, Phil? You're so slow. Now, thanks to all the booze, you can't even react quickly enough from low block to medium. Yeah, I believe that he was playing top tier rated Brian, and top tier rated pointed out that he's still blocking when DSP complained his move was coming out. And Phil's like, oh yeah, I know. Phil, you hate 99.99% of games. His complaint is the nails on chalkboard, not the game. And you suck at all of them. It's like riding a bicycle. Captain effin' misery. I pray his audience wakes up to this shit. Sometime I think they are waking up. He does things which brainwashes them. Well, there's two camps of dents. There is the forever dents, which is OIC, Timbo, Canadian Kirk, people like that. But then there's also other dents where you'll get toxic and yell at them, and then they start being detractors, like King Be Cool. And there are people that go away and come back, but the forever dents will always be there until they die, which is sad. Then he puts this out on Twitter. For the record, Marvel Tokon is still absolutely horrid online on PC. Taking ages to find matches and then lagging, stuttering, not responding constantly. Plus it crashes. I played an hour and I'm 100% done. Not wasting any more time on this ripoff of a game that is right. Another rage/wage quit. He guilt trips, he does do that. And then puts this out again. I don't dislike Marvel Tokon because I don't understand mechanics. I get them and I hate them. But you just said you don't understand them, but then you say I get them. So, Phil, this is a wild thing. How about this? If you don't understand the mechanics of the game, I know this is going to sound very, very crazy. What if you learn them? I know. What an asshole I am. Learn the mechanics of the game you're playing. Get better. Practice. I know. What a wild ride there. Same as MVC3, Dragon Ball, FZ, and Invincible. These games don't hold the candle to traditional fighters, which means Street Fighter 2 Turbo Edition, which, 4th place Evo, number 1 North America. They're all that will be going forward. If we glaze them, sorry, I like good games. He could have refunded before the 2 hours was up, yeah, but he's got to beg for money, dude. He needs those pack rips. LOL, it's like riding a bicycle. Funny story about that. He refused because he was scared of being beaten up and having it stolen, so he never rode a bike. Oh yeah, that's the other thing too. So his dad won a bike in like some sort of auction or contest or something. And then he tried to give it to Phil. He's like, no, dude, I can't do it. I'm going to get beat up or it's going to get stolen, dude. And then he refused to take it. So I think they sold it. But he didn't because he's not poor. Then continues to bitch and moan a week after first loss. That is true. He can't stand to be a noob at something ego. Yeah, he is a tryhard, but he's not a very good tryhard. And then put this out as his video. Final. It's garbage. final ever online play. PC is busted and not fixed. Do not buy. Traditional fighters, yep, that's just Street Fighter 2 Turbo, which is one of the simplest, most boring fighting games ever. Well, DSP, because he had somewhat of success with it, that's the last time he ever had success in a fighting game. He always compares it to that. Because remember, guys, it's not his fault. Nothing's ever his fault. Everything is someone else's fault. But of course, he's the little bitch and it's his fault. And now he's starting to ban people for not supporting, saying that, fuck you, get banned, fuck you, get banned. And people are getting under his skin, low support, plus he's not doing well in the game. And of course, his target audience he goes after is Kick.
Xavier, yes, the YouTube chat was fixed about a month ago, actually. You're absolutely correct. There was problems with YouTube chat where there was a bug people could exploit to freeze the chat room. But that has been fixed as a result of me reporting it to YouTube and explaining it. They researched it, figured it out, and actually solved it for everyone. So it actually worked out really well for everybody. But you may not have no idea that's true. That's literally what they told me. They thanked me for reporting the issue because they said they were able to get it to the coders and the coders fixed it right away once they understood the issue. And it was a direct result of me reporting it. So what are you talking about, stupid? There's no email to YouTube DM. I'm not going to fucking leak DMs, you dunce. All right, you know what? Here we go. Ready? I'm not even going to play the game. Here's what we're going to do. Fuck you, get banned. Fuck you, get banned. Fuck you, get banned. Who else? Fuck you, get banned. There's 4. Who else? Oh, here's another one. Believing that? Fuck you, get banned. Who's next? There. Now, kiss my ass. You're going to contradict me. Literally kiss my butt. Okay.
It's amazing how you can get under this guy's skin very, very easily, too. Again, no proof. Nope, that's not fixed. It's not solved. Chat freeze exploit still works. No DSP, they sent you a standard reply. Yeah, it was a bot message. They did not thank you personally. Yeah. And then they sent a video of everyone standing up, clapping. Thank you, Phil. Thank you so much. You saved YouTube, dude. What a scumbag. Now, this is one of the most vile things DSP has ever said, is that because there's low support, he's not being nice to you. He's being toxic. And he says, if you want him, the streamer, to be nice to you, the viewer, you have to pay him. That's right. You have to pay him to not be toxic to you and be nice to you. What a scumbag alien.
You know, I'm just saying, I'm asking for a favor on the Kick side tonight of people to support the stream to help me out for this week. And, you know, will you do me a favor? I'd probably be more apt to be more nice to you guys. You know, just saying. Rather than being toxic and evil to me. You know, maybe I'd actually be nice to you guys and, you know, we could get along a bit if people would actually support the stream tonight. Just saying. You know, that's kind of how it works.
No, Phil, that is not how it works. People do not pay you so you be nice to them. They pay you for entertainment. They pay you because they're having a good time. Of course, that would never happen in your chat. I just find it incredible that he gets away with this. Yeah, me too. Want to be treated with common decency, give me money. Yeah, that's the most decent thing out there. He's like the mafia. Yeah, like the retarded mafia. And again, still low support, Final Fantasy. And again, back to Kick. We're getting no subs, no kicks. Our biggest tip is $1. Beg, beg, beg like a bitch. And man, oh man, it seems like every single game series is going down in support. But Phil will tell you, he is so much a success that he doesn't have to beg anymore. And he doesn't have to roll over. He doesn't have to put on a show. But at the same time, he sounds like a brokey saying this.
However, as you can see, we only have an hour left on the stream. We're only at $50 of support for Final Fantasy VI, the playthrough that's been my most supported game in 2 weeks. So I don't know what's going on today, Dark Souls 2 had a low support stream, and now this. This is actually quite bad because it means that support is going to be way down for some bizarre reason. We're getting no subs, no kicks. Our biggest tip is $1. I want to say thanks to Stalking Tiger for the generous support because $33 was a lot, but I don't know what's going on right now. I thought you guys loved the game. I mean, you do. We got a great audience here. Everyone's engaged. Please support. All right, let's go. Let's get a tip for real. That's bigger than $1. And let's get to some milestones. Like, we already have 1 pack owed, right, from earlier today. This is an easy win to get to 100 and get 2 packs and do a DSP pack rips tonight, okay? So let's go. Let's get support right now for Final Fantasy. Let's get a tip for sure so that we can do DSP pack rips tonight, all right? Or hell, let's get a few subs. Let's get a big, some kicks. Let's go, okay? However,
You hear that, guys? If you give him $1, that's not a real tip. So I hope the dents are listening to that. And by the way, the way he's pushing for kicks is because on the kick side, if you get kicks, you get 100% of whatever they give you. There's no cut from kick. I'm so glad he's sweating. That's not a favor. It's transaction. That's payoff. Yeah, he's floundering and lashing out. But he's not done yet. So he's also going to, and this is very weird, insult his audience on Kick, talking down to them, being very toxic at the same time, wondering why they're not supported. And he's demanding support. Well, dehumanize them. This is absolutely insane that this is allowed on YouTube or Kick.
you're all upset. Well, too bad. Support the stream. I don't care that you're upset. You got to support it anyway. Unban everyone? I banned you because you were acting like assholes. So, too bad. Start acting like humans and maybe you'll be treated like humans. Ever think of that? Not a bunch of freaking wild monkeys throwing around your own feces? Disgusting freaks? Stop that. You're all upset.
Okay, so I want to replay this first part here for you.
Well, too bad. Support the stream. I don't care that you're upset. You got to support it anyway.
So I don't care if you're upset, you have to support the stream anyways. So remember like a few years ago when he says like, oh, support is not mandatory, you don't have to support. Now he's saying, I don't care what you think, I don't care how you feel, you have to support the stream. So that means support is mandatory. And it's very weird when he says, I'm putting out free content, so you have to give me money. Bill, if the content is free, they're not forced to support. Free content is not support, Phil. I don't gotta support your stream. Nobody has to support your stream. That is true. Maybe go call your whales if you want to hit them goals. Now, guys, we've seen a crash out on Marvel Tokon. We've seen a crash out on Gears of War. Now, we're going to see the biggest crash out on Pokemon, but it doesn't end there. Because he's going to complain about low support, then come back with fake tips from Anonymous.
All of you. Yeah, this sucks because we're at the end of the game, the most challenging part. And we got no support tonight, as you can see. So this is actually my least supported Pokemon stream. This is my least supported week on Kick. This is an awful way to end the night. It really is. It's a terrible way to end the night. With a bad taste in the mouth, getting beat up by the Elite Four, getting no support on the stream. It's everything bad. Bad, bad, bad. Yeah, sucks. And everyone basically telling me there's no chance. Wow. Yeah, so I will say thank you, Stalking Tiger, for the very generous super chat earlier. To everyone who did contribute, the little bits that came in. Thank you to everyone who did a little bit here, a little bit there. At this point, I'm just going to be honest with you. Let's beat the game and that's it. Because you guys are like, oh, do post-game. Last time when we played Pokemon 2 nights ago, the night was almost awful. And the only reason it wasn't is because someone came by and did a giant tip. If it wasn't for that one person, it probably wouldn't have done that well, right? And now here we are again, and tonight, no one did a big contribution, and now guess what? So, yeah. I don't even know what else to say. This sucks. Well, I mean, at this point, I do think that we have played a ton of Pokemon, and we've been playing it nonstop since last fall with a couple breaks. There's a couple small breaks there. I think it's time to give Pokemon a rest. Okay, I do. I think it's time to give Pokemon a rest after this. Let's just beat the Elite Four or whatever, see the ending, and I guess we're done. And it sucks. You know, I like Pokemon, and I've enjoyed the chill streams, but as you can see, it hasn't gone well. I'll be honest, it has been a struggle these last few Pokemon streams. We've had a few slow ones. So, I guess we're just going to wrap it up. All right. All right, well, that's it. We're out of time. You know, I don't even know when we're playing this again. It's going to be sometime next week. And hopefully for the finale, let me put it this way. This game is in the exact same position as Dark Souls 2. What does that mean? The next stream is in position to be the last. If the next stream people show up, engage, and support, and we do well, then I'll keep going with post-game content. If it doesn't, then that's it. We just beat the game, done. Same exact thing that's happening with Dark Souls 2 on Friday, where if that stream does well, I'll do the DLCs, and if not, that's it. We're done. We're just beating the base game, and we're done. We're not doing anything else.
Now, it's always funny when he says this is, you better support or I'm dropping the game. Now, the problem with this is that he expects that every single stream afterwards. So if you give him enough money to hit the milestone...
Welcome home.
Scruffia is now following on Kick.
Oh, thank you for following. If you give him enough to hit a milestone on a stream and he says, okay, we're going to continue it, you have to give him that milestone on every single stream going forward. Otherwise, he drops it. So what's the point of saving the game in that one first stream if he's going to drop it again later on? But of course, Phil's all about that money and getting the addiction.
Okay? All right. All right, everyone. Well, I do hope that you enjoyed. And again, to those that did support tonight, I really do appreciate the support that I did get. But I think we can all agree. You saw what happened tonight, right? I didn't make it up. I even told you guys, you know, this is the end of the week for me. I really would like to have a decent, at least decent week on Kick. And the Kick supporters just stood there talking shit all night, not supporting. And that's disheartening. Okay? All right, well, Pokemon will probably end next stream. Maybe it won't, but I guess we'll have to see. Lance Catamaran, thanks for 100 kicks. I actually got to charge this controller now because we've done
Lance, you son of a bitch. That's not $150, dude.
2 streams, and this controller only lasts about 2 streams, and then it runs out of juice. So, all right, folks. Well, it is what it is. I do hope that we were...
It is what it is. That is a man who has given up. It is what it is.
Recover tomorrow. So, sadly, no cards tonight. Again, this has been happening every day now, where we only have one stream where we actually do any pack rips.
Wow, Phil. Guilt tripping the dents. You're not giving me enough money. And you're not even giving away the free rip packs either. You're charging $100 to open up the free pack, Phil.
Because the support is so inconsistent. And it is what it is.
It is what it is. Again, again, again.
Kratos says another unfinished game. We're beating the game. I already said we're going to do another stream of the game. The difference is the old DSP never did post-game content. When I used to do playthroughs, I used to rush through them and beat them as quickly as humanly possible, skipping most side content and getting right to the end, and then immediately going to the next game. I never did side content like I do.
Phil, nobody cares about old Phil. It's been almost 20 years since those days. Just give it up. Just focus on today and not yesterday.
Today, so that's just a completely erroneous and disingenuous statement. No freebie. There's no freebie pack because we only do DSP pack rips for 2 packs, which I told you all night. We didn't get to the milestone. We're not doing any packs, so no freebie pack. It's gone. That's not how it works. See, watch this. Gone. No support, no packs. That's how it works.
So what he did right there, because it's zoomed in so you couldn't see it. So usually on his stream, on his leaderboard, it says packs to open. And the 1 is the free one, so he took it off from 1 to 0. So to tell people, you didn't give me money, so you don't give your free pack open. What a scumbag.
Oh well.
Nobody asked what does that mean. Then he panics on replacing the game. Yeah, what's gonna get me money, dude? Rip Pokemon. Yeah, there's a big sip right there. Didn't finish Crimson Desert. Knock knock. And then we have this in chat from DSP, where someone says, bring your wallets to chat to late stream. DSP, you didn't donate. Enjoy your ban. That is right. He is now banning people who do not support the streams. I'm sure that will go very well for you, Phil. Start banning people because they're not supporting. Oh, I can only imagine the day he actually bans a whale. And then we get to Dark Souls 2. And as you heard in the last clip, he's now saying, if you don't support tonight on Dark Souls, you will not play it ever again. You will not do the DLC. It's up to you. It's do or die time now. The fact that a streamer says do or die by give me money is absolutely a scumbag move. And even puts it on his schedule, Dark Souls 2 main game conclusion / last chance for DLC, aka give me money. And then even pin this in his chat. Stream will determine if we play Dark Souls 2 DLCs or not. If you want to see them starting next week, support this stream. Thanks. But it didn't end there, guys. So he did all those messages, and now he opens up the stream and says, if there's low support in Dark Souls 2, he's not playing it anymore. Tell me, Phil, tell me how you don't beg anymore like a bitch.
Now, here's the problem. Dark Souls 2's support has fallen off a cliff. All right, just being honest here. When we started off playing it a little over a month ago, people were very excited. They were coming by and supporting in droves, and it was working very well. And then all of a sudden, I'd argue like 2-3 weeks ago, it started slowing down. We started having streams where I was barely making $100. Then we started having streams under $100 of support. Now, I continued on because I said, listen, I like the game. I want to at least beat it. We've invested a lot of time in it. But we haven't really seen much improvement. Most streams of Dark Souls 2 just have not been doing as well, all right? Especially when I'm playing other games that are doing way better. It makes me ask the question, is it worth my time to continue playing Dark Souls 2 and its DLCs? Or do we just wrap it up, finish the main game, and say, okay, we're done, and move on and do other content for the rest of the summer, okay? We have many options. There's a lot of things going on right now that we could be partaking in that we're kind of holding off on because we've been doing other playthroughs, all right? So, here's the deal. Here is the matter-of-fact situation right now. Today, it's Dark Souls 2, right after this podcast, on this very stream, okay? If people show up, engage, and support with Dark Souls 2, and it's a well-supported stream, I will commit to doing a DLC next week. We'll actually start up one of the 3 DLCs. I'm not sure which one, but we'll start up one of the DLCs and go from there. What I might actually do is look up chronological order of which order they released and play them in that order. But that's only if we have a well-supported stream today. So here's, if you like Dark Souls 2 and you want it to continue and you've been asking the entire playthrough, will he do the DLCs? Today is the day to support this stream. All right, whether it's some super chats, becoming a member, gifting some memberships, whether it's some kicks, whether it's becoming a sub or gifting some subs on Kick, or whether it's a tip via PayPal, however it might be, you got to support the stream today if you want it, okay? So today, if this stream is not well supported, and it's yet another slower Dark Souls 2 stream, we're done. We're just going to finish up the main, game, and we will move on to other content next week. That's perfectly fine. The way I see it, there's definitely a mix of people. Some people really like it. Some people don't like it and have gotten bored of it. And some people are in between, okay? But I got to do what the business wants. I got to do what the demand wants, People are asking me to do this, do this, do this, and I can't do them all. I got to do things that are worth my time.
AKA make some money. Lord Diaz, 3 hours still going strong. That is true, my friend. Video games are not a drug, DSP. You do not partake in them. Stop trying to sound like some. What was that dude from the 40s, 50s with a fence? More like a blue sweater or something. Mr. Rogers, you are not Mr. Rogers, DSP. That is true. He's like Mr. Jerkoff. But man, oh man, DSP was not doing very well game-wise in Dark Souls 2. And yeah, let's see how bad the gameplay is for DSP getting his butt whooped in Dark Souls 2.
Cool. What just happened? Why would I get invaded back to back by 2 fucking spirits? What is wrong with this game? Why would it allow 2 back-to-back invasions? I just killed one. There shouldn't be a second one immediately. See how bad this game is? They designed it so poorly. Idiocy. It really is idiocy. Ugh. Because you freed Navlan.
That is right. He did Alt 4 quit because he got invaded.
His invasions are now randomized on top of scheduled one. Right. Oh, I remember Navlan. We freed him. He was in the stupid thing. He said he's going to come back later or whatever. So because you freed him, he attacks you? That's stupid too. That's also stupid. Now I can't even use Aged Feather. I literally can't use Aged Feather. Why? Are you kidding me? It won't stop invading. Like, I can't even leave this area and do anything. They won't let me. Didn't even touch me.
That is one thing that always annoys me, is that there'll be an enemy right in front of him. He goes to chug his Estus, and then all of a sudden he gets hit. He's like, what's going on? He never hit me, dude. He does it in every single Souls game.
I hate this. Fuck this bitch. This game sucks. This game fucking sucks. It's not
Again, another dashboard quit from DSP.
fun at all. How is it fun to even do that fight? It doesn't work. Every time you swing, it passes through him or he magically dodges. Then he's somehow behind you even though he's in front of you and gets a backstab. This game fucking sucks. They fucked it up so bad. They really did. It's a shame because there's so much good stuff in the game. The world design is great. How did they fuck it up so bad with the constant broken invasion? And they never bothered to improve it. Never. They leave it broken. Just leave it broken and not working. That sounds like a great plan for your fucking game, doesn't it? Look, why can't I escape? Look at this bullshit. I literally can't escape. They won't let me. They just let him endlessly invade. What kind of a stupid fucking game lets someone endlessly invade your game when you can't avoid it? Yeah, I got a torch.
If you didn't know, modifying any type of files in a From Software game, I think that's supposed to be game, Be like a mod modifying your safe. You will get warnings to the point if you persist, you will get shadow banned like DSP. That is true. And then this is really sad. So this is Tim the Tool, a dent, a dolphin. I like the chill DS2 streams. They take my mind off Seratica I live with every day. My disability check doesn't come in till September 1st though. And then someone asked him, Tim, you are on disability and you're sending money away? Why? And then Tim says, Phil needs it more than I do. Yes, Phil, the guy who makes like $140,000 a year, needs it more than the guy on disability check. Amazing. Just amazing. And guys, you're never going to believe this, guys. Money still not coming in. Eventually he would get it, but there were points where he's like, what's going on, guys? Where's the support, guys? Come on. I got to get my Pokemon rips, dude.
Okay, folks, so here's the deal. I'm going to go on about a 10-minute break. When we come back, we'll continue. I'm going to be honest. I don't think we're playing any more Dark Souls after today. We're at 70-something bucks of support again. We only have about an hour and a half left on the stream. People just don't support this playthrough anymore, so I'm done with it. Especially for the level of idiotic trolling that I get during it. Like, what's the point? We could be playing a plethora of other games that are going to do better. So, I'm going to go on break, come back. We're going to fight Vendrick. We're going to probably try Dark Lurker again. I want to beat the game today. So, I definitely want to at least, do that. So, we're probably going to go do that. And that'll be it. Okay? That sucks. Man, it sucks. I wanted to do the DLCs, but I don't know what happened that people don't support this playthrough. I just don't get it. People seemed to like it for a bit, and then I guess people just got tired of it. I don't know. Maybe because it's an old game, because I've played it multiple times before. I don't know. What does do better mean? It means that we have to have a well-supported stream. A $71 stream is not a well-supported stream. I'm doing better literally on every other game that I'm playing in the rotation. Every other game is doing better than Dark Souls 2, so it's time to say goodbye. We'll see what happens when I come back from break, but I'm not foreseeing a drastic change of things, just being honest. If people were going to support, they already would have. So, all right, I'll play some highlight clips. Like I said, it'll be about a 10-minute break. Okay.
Look at this. What the fuck? Why is he getting an endless combo? Look, I can't even move. The game's glitched. I can't move or block or attack.
It's amazing how dejected he is. And Phil, you don't see it already. Final Fantasy VI, Gears of War, Dark Souls 2, Pokemon, all low supported streams. And again, Phil, it's you, not the game. And he always does this too. Come on, guys. Hopefully when I come back, I'll have all this money, dudes. But then ICS, OIC, whoever it is, came back and Anonymous saved him. Imagine that. Anonymous coming back. He hit the goal, which means he's going to start up the DLC next week. However, you know what's going to happen. Every single stream is, if you don't support, I'm going to end the playthrough. Every single stream, he will say that. I guarantee you, he'll say, once there is one stream where it's not low supported, I'm done. I'm not playing this anymore. Which is a slap in the face to anyone before that period that donated to him. Because they thought they were saving the playthrough. No. You're saving the playthrough for that stream. Because there will always be the next stream where he begs like a bitch for more money. On disbelief, I was hit by a dump truck at 16 while riding a bicycle, and they had to amputate more than half of my left foot. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, dude. Sorry about that. I wish I could make a YouTube channel, make like $71 every day or even 20. It's man's doesn't realize how lucky he fucking is. Yeah, that is true. He's playing in a hobby where I'm being priced out because I am. Yeah, Phil will never understand how lucky he is with the money he's making. But of course, making money and keeping money are two different things. Phil can make $500 on a stream, but the next day, he'll be right back at zero begging for more money. Because, Pokemon cards, DoorDash, alcohol, all that stuff, he refuses to live within his means, and he's sacrificing his future for today. And guys, you're going to see this here. DSP is a victim of his own success. He's going to get anonymous $300 tip. Of course, look at his face, look at the reaction. You tell me in the comments in chat, is this a real tip?
Wow. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is not an exaggeration. I have just received a $300 tip. A $300 tip. What is going on? We're going to open more than half of the box of freaking Dragon Ball tonight. I got listen to this. It's a $300 tip. Let me play an animation first, okay? Oh my God. Wow. A victim of my own success, folks. All right, so this person says, I want to stay anonymous for the support. I see you're already having a great night. Here's to make it even better. You've already obviously hit your milestones you wanted for this stream. Be sure to know that this is for my support of Final Fantasy VI. So this person must really like Final Fantasy VI, and they're happy I'm playing it and they want to support it. Well, thank you. Obviously, I'm going to count it for this stream, but I'll keep that in mind when we play Final Fantasy VI next week. Okay? Wow.
And of course, you can tell there's something up. He's not excited at all. It's almost like he expected it, or it's fake. Lord Diaz, fake and gay. Arius Gaiman, I think it's real from a regular whale. That's why he's not too excited. It's possible. Because he did say it's for Final Fantasy VI, which that was ICS wailing out over that. We have Detractor Media, $507 in fake donations tonight on DSP's night stream. That's from Anonymous, so 507 anonymous dollars. Keep in mind, the stream has only been up for just over an hour. Would you say that is real or fake? And then he puts this out because he got all the money. My best pack rips ever with Dragon Ball Super Masters just happened, so enjoy the video. I'm off on Saturday, but return Sunday with the Level 1 Pocket. Oh god, he's playing Super Mario Sunshine. Oh my god, if you guys remember that playthrough, it was a horrible playthrough. And then he's playing Pokemon as well. But he ends it saying, and your support can keep it going. That is right. He is begging for money on the Super Mario Sunshine playthrough before it even starts, before his day off. That is next level begging right there. And then it happened again. $150 from Candylope, the guy that was throwing pennies on Kick. $450 from Anonymous. Man, oh man. I just wonder, it'd be something if those anonymous tips were fake and then he files for bankruptcy 2.0 and then we find out it's all been fake, and because there's no way he's going to lie to the government twice, right? Right? And man, oh man, DSP, you can tell from his workouts being skipped. Look at that arm right there. That is a twig. That is a twig of an arm right there. That is amazingly small. I can't believe that. Then we see Phil in July 4th, 2027. The big ass head, the hair thinning, and the Ozempic body here. We have DSP beside his cards looking like Gollum. My precious, my precious. Then we have Grace Thorp, Greek-style pedophile, with $5 through Super Chat. We have Phil with his saggy man boobs in his Zelda jammies. We have DSP Rage Quit in Gears of War, and it's Gears of War, he gay, Rage Quit. He's got that mouth open for that BBC. Then we have the Greed Goblin looking for his payment. Even the patchy goatee right here, too. It reminds me of the gremlin from AVGN. Then we see DSP and Derek just watching Cat get dicked down by LTG. And then this is so apropos. Beer, liquor, and wine at Fat Cat's. You know she wants to go there. Then we have DSP finally meeting Chris Chan. The universes are merging, dude. Then we have Phil, what he's going to look like by Halloween. That's going to be his realistic body right here. Then we have Derek doing his creepy impression. Says, free Pokemon cards, dude. Free Pokemon cards. Just get in the white van that says free candy. Then we have a realistic picture of Jasper when he attacked DSP and he gorged him in his chest. Then we see the aftermath of Kat finding out about Grace Thorp, and she just threw down her fist in the DSP's face here. Then we have Dumbass, or Dumbass, with Phil flapping those snort sacks so he can fly away. Then look at this. I can't believe this is real. DSP gets mogged by Melanie Flatchest here. But look at that. She's in more shape than DSP right here. Now they have to do one of DSP holding a sign of free Pokemon cards. Yeah. And then look at this. We have Darkside Melanie here, who's eating a stick of butter. That is actually nightmare fuel right there. That is absolutely disgusting. Then we have the Comeback Kings. We have DSP and Corey Feldman here. And then we have DSP trying to get into the Pokemon fan circle where he says, I got a foil Grandeur. Pokemon fans, okay. Then DSP is like, what? Pokemon fans, okay, returned. And then he goes, oh, I also got a Pokemon controller. And they're like, let's just leave this retard alone. And then we have Foreskin Chewer Phil, absolutely fucking disgusting. Ha ha ha, Phil's a scrub. Nothing's changed. He's still the same duds that didn't know how to crouch jump in Half-Life. I forgot about that. We have Sonic Swag 69. It's never your fault, is it? Always some developer, some hacker, some detractor. God, take some responsibility for once. And we have Princess Luna, who definitely is not OIC. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. The FGC sounds really toxic, yeah. Yeah, coming from DSP. Then we have Dixon Uranus. Sorry, Phil, but the way you behave and talk and bully your viewers into giving their money is both shameless and disgusting. And I can't believe these good-natured people actually give you money. You know what happened after that? Ban. Gone. Forever. Then we have, who is Richard? Phil, have you talked to Richard since he retired? I hear he's doing really well for himself. And then I come see you here trying to pretend Anonymous is real. Sad to see Buddy hoping things pick up. Finally someone else calling him a bully instead of a beggar, that is true. We have acting like a muggy real. Phil, I hope you are eating in between streams. You look like a strong gust of wind could sweep you away. We have do my job for me. I can't believe you bought a middle unit of a condo. I bet the neighbors can hear you through the walls. What a nightmare for them. I bet the home values are dropping because of you, just like the cards are. Ooh, that is a burn right there. If that's true about Princess Luna, we can thank him for DSP playing Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. It might be. Then we have Philibos Anus Tumor. We need someone to make this interesting. I can only rattle so much under these conditions. Tyrone, Trayvon, Kevin, assemble. We need the BBC Avengers to save Kat. She's stuck in a well. Man, oh man. So that is how the week ended for DSP. Now let's see here. Who else? Who can I send you guys to? Let's see here. Who is on right now? So I hope you guys like that. That was a lot of fun. We did over 3 hours of that. Damn. So let's see here. Correct. See here. Oh, apparently I have another live stream up. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna send you to. I think this is up. Hey, Lore Diaz, are you streaming right now? I don't see anyone streaming here. So I'm gonna send you to a premiere. Actually, you know what? Oh, there's no one really streaming. Okay, so we're gonna send you here. Oh, this one's about to start. Okay, I'm gonna send you to Toxicity Unmasked then. Okay, so when I end the stream, it should go there. Okay, so guys, thank you for coming out. Thank you for having fun. Thank you for the engagement. Thank you for support. As always, I love each and every one of you. Hope you're all safe, healthy, and happy. Peace and love.